All right, we're doing a quick mic check. Last time we had mic issues. Should be good this time. I done checked all the settings. And so far, so good. Get a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. All right, Chelsea Lynn, thank you, ma'am. All right, welcome. There we go. All right, sound check, video check. We live. We good. All right, everybody. Tether Talk. That's right. Tonight we got some Tether Talk. Got a guest in the house. Waiting on him to arrive. Once he joins us, we will be ready to kick this thing off. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. It's been a couple days. And your boy C.I.P. has been chilling. Staying busy, as always. And cooking up some more footage for you, as well as some more background footage of driving, some more photography footage, as well as getting the rest of the Homo Ludens show together. That's going to be a fun one. A lot more philosophy. So we don't want to do any philosophy tonight. Tonight we're going to rock out with our boy Trin from FDNHT and see what goes on in the mind of our brother. See what's going on. A little interview with him. He's done an interview. I've done an interview rather on his channel. I might have to talk to him about grabbing that and replaying it over here. Probably do like a react to the interview one day. But yeah, we're going to have a little fun tonight. So to start off with, as always, I got a little bit of a video to introduce everybody to the evening, maybe about 3-4 minutes this time. This time we're going to examine some of the themes that I think we're probably going to be hitting on tonight and talking about. Some of the stuff is centered around being a man and a guy's perspective, obviously, because we're both guys. Other perspectives would be your foundation as a human and what it really means to be poor, what it's like growing up without a lot of the advantages that we have here stateside, and other Tether talk. So enjoy the intro. I will see you on the other side.
Fuck being rational, give them what they ask for. Hey, turn this TV off.
Want to see something cool? I broke the mower again, and I'll fix it again because new ones are a waste of money. Necessity is a mother of an inventor, but being broke is one hell of a teacher. I never went to trade school, and the only thing I learned in college was how to teach your girl that thing you like. But growing up dirt floor poor and spending a life working in nonprofit education forced me to either learn how to fix things or get real comfortable taking cold showers in the dark. Take a look around any job, it doesn't matter where, and pay attention to the ratio of money to brains or intellect versus ability. It doesn't matter if you grew up on the back 40 or the back 9, we're all idiots. I don't want you to ever think you're not smart enough, because you are. You're capable of remarkable things, you just don't know how to do them yet. That's the trick. Yet takes time, yet hurts. Yet requires change, and that sucks. But if you're willing to put in the effort to learn, to grow, to change, you can accomplish incredible things no matter where you're starting from. I believe in you, and it's time you did too, because that's pretty cool.
Your problem's not that you're poor, it's just you suck at being poor. If you want nice shit, you're just gonna have to take some old shit and make it nice shit. Being completely useless is a luxury of the rich, and you're not rich, you're poor. If you want to be poor and just have old garbage, then fine, you're good to go. But if you're going to sit around and cry about how you have nothing nice, but then you're doing nothing to have anything nice, that's your own fault. If you're able-bodied and broke, That's nothing but opportunity. And if you're like, I don't know how to fix stuff. Yeah, no one does until they do. You ever met a baby who knew how to do flat roofing? You're going to suck at it at first. But you're poor. If you want it to be nice, you're going to have to just keep doing it until it's nice. I know people in their 40s and don't even know how their toilet works. You sit on it every day. Just sit on it backwards once and look at the innards. There's tons of old trash everywhere. Just take it home. Polish it up. Now you have nice stuff. You go to a job and you sell a dude your time for an hourly wage. Why not sell yourself some time? And in exchange for your time, now you have nice shit. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm rooting for you. So get out there, get some old shit, make it nice shit.
Sakafet, Sakafet. What's up, everybody? To all my beautiful people from all corners of the world. Peace. How y'all doing tonight? Peace, peace, peace to everybody. In the chat this evening, we have Messy Mashawn. That's right. We're going to do some Tether talk tonight. Waiting on Trin. Once he's here, we are going to kick this off. In the meantime, I do have a react. I do have some things to discuss. And always have random reacts, and things of that sort. Chelsea Lynn, welcome. How are you, sis? Variant. Look who decided to show up after being on hiatus. It's ChatGPT. How you doing? Nice to see you. It's been a while. Chrissy. Yep. Little content for the evening. We can throw tomatoes at Trin. We're waiting on him. So we're going to do the interview with him this evening. I do have an interview coming up soon with my twin. My YouTube twin, Bronze Bird. Need to get, actually, I did an interview with him a couple years ago. Need to go back, do another interview with him. So we'll do that. And he needs to interview me. I've already called him out on that. So a little change up of the content on his platform as well. Yeah. Yeah, we do be on that Caribbean time. It's a thing. Don't worry. It's a thing. It does be like that sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Did he stand up messy that time? I missed that one. I know I seen him on there. Jay Walker, how you doing? Oh yeah, I seen you. You threw the C.I.P. You threw the universal C.I.P. bat signal up. You had the cat. Let's see. Man, y'all, I was clowning on Trin's channel the other night, y'all. Don't take that shit serious. I think Mixed Chick thought I was serious. I was clowning. I was just trolling. Let her know. I was on bully mode the other night. Get a couple Heinekens in me and I was having fun. Mic check. Can y'all hear me? Have I been sitting here talking to myself? Do y'all hear me? Mic check, mic check. Salute y'all. I think I was sitting here talking to myself the entire time and nobody told me y'all couldn't hear me. Shame on y'all. What's up, y'all? I don't think y'all was hearing me. It didn't show my mic was registering. So at any rate, if y'all, oh, you heard me perfect. Okay. Good. Excellent. I didn't see it registering. So I was like, am I talking to myself? All right, good. All right, so yes, y'all. Let's back up here. Sorry, I just ate dinner, y'all. Had some brats, brought some potatoes and salad. Just simple. Haven't had too much of an appetite. And give me 1 second here. All right. So yeah, with the intro that we had tonight, a little bit about being poor, a little bit about learning how to be poor. A lot of people are poor at being poor. And I grew up poor. Okay. I was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a paper bag with an apple kind of kid growing up. That was life. Grilled cheese sandwiches for lunch kind of kid. That's life. Some of us had that life. Some of us didn't. You get the carrot sticks in the bag, in the Ziploc bag or the little plastic Tupperware, and, that's your lunch. That's part of your lunch. So, it's humbling to be able to step back and look where you came from and where you are now. The other piece of that too is, what have you done to improve who you are as a person along the way? And one of the shorts was talking about that. People are bad at being poor. It's tough to learn things, and it takes time. And, these journeys are not for the weak of heart, because you have to tap into your resources. A lot of times it's an elder, a lot of times it's a friend or a mentor, but you have to stick with it. You have to have faith in yourself, and you have to strive. You have to push forward. Like he said in the first short that I played, you don't know what you don't know until you explore. It's difficult. The second guy said, a baby can't lay a flat tin roof. No, they'll be absolutely horrible at something like that. But over time, someone young, or definitely someone like an adult that has all of their faculties, they're an upright standing adult with working legs and arms, you can learn to lay that roof. So, these are very small examples. And as you saw in the second short, he had a yard that he cleaned up in 6 hours behind a house. I did a very similar kind of cleanup when I bought my property. It's what you make of your life. It's what you teach yourself along the way. It's the journey that you embark on. It's the frontier that you take on. And a lot of humans just don't do that. And, I understand that each of our journeys are different. A lot of us have privilege in the wins. A lot of us have, the benefits of living here in America, in the first world, in the Western world. And it's often taken for granted. It's often taken for granted. Lando Bando, how you doing, bro? Good to see you this evening. Good to see you. Yeah, Chrissy, I think we all missed Variant GPT. Been a while. But yeah, bro, just a little pep talk. The shorts I used at the beginning of this show stood out as significant. Especially, we'll talk about this with Trin, and we'll talk about this here shortly. I'm looking for a message. But there is a little bit of what we like to refer to as 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And in short, it's all based on perspective. For us, there's the perspective. For him, there's the perspective of literally growing up in 2 different countries, as a child overseas, and then in America in his formative years in adulthood. And then in my case, having the 2 different cultures, having the American culture and the American family from my mother's side, and then having my father's side from the Caribbean. So there's a 1 foot in, 1 foot out of America kind of perspective. And with that perspective, you understand a lot more than a visual, like a visual experience. Okay. There is a lived experience. Then there is the visual experience. People see the Caribbean, you see, the shanty areas or the poor areas of the towns, but you don't live that experience. You don't live that experience. So to live that experience and to be freed by that part of your culture, and then to experience and be freed by the culture here in America, you have this very, 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 very lived perspective. So it's a little bit deeper than just saying, oh, I spent a week and I knew some villagers, and oh, I have a friend that lives in a village, versus living and experiencing that firsthand. So with the 1 foot in, 1 foot out, when you look at poverty, you look at what can come from poverty, and you look at the industrious nature that can come from that, and the inventive nature. I think a lot of us have seen shorts on social media of the kids in Africa that put together the sheet metal scraps and wheels and tires, or cardboard scraps, and then ingenuity kicks in, and they've built themselves some kind of little transport device, a car that looks like a Lamborghini or some kind of scooter. And it's the same basic human industriousness. It all comes from that same kind of perspective. You understand that you can't afford to be bad at being poor. You can't afford that, if that sentence makes sense, right? You can't afford the pleasantries of privilege or taking advantage of the small privileges you have, because your life literally hinges on you being industrious from sunup to sundown, baking bread, making 3 meals a day, literally working in the home. You know what I'm saying? These are cultural differences that help us draw this comparison and contrast to the two different lives that we've lived, the one foot in, 1 foot out perspective. Chef, what's good, bro? How you doing? You out there busy rapping? Might have to bring the Outback down to you, bro. Get the Outback wrapped. One day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring our guest of the show in. We want to welcome FDNHT Trin.
Yo.
Welcome, brother.
What's up?
Thank you for joining me this evening. If you would, please, sir, go right ahead and introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are.
I am the one and only. E&I is the forsaken son that became the friend to became. This is Trin. FDNHT. Full drinking. Yo, what up?
What up? All right. We hear an echo. Why are we hearing an echo?
Yeah, I got an echo too.
Let's see. It might be on my side. Hold on. Because how about now?
Yo. Yeah, I got it still. Let me see.
Check in. Mic check.
Yo. Got it. Perfect.
Good. Excellent.
What up, G?
Excellent. Ladies and gents out in the audience, how we sounding? Trin's not hearing echo anymore. Should be good. Trin is good now. All clear. That's what's up. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the show, man.
Hell, brother.
Glad to have you. I graced FDNHT with an interview, and it is only necessary that I return the favor and bring the invaders to FDNHT, bring FDNHT to the invaders. So, hey, we got to do that, right? Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me this evening for the show. Thank you, Trin, as the guest of honor, man. I have a lineup for you, brother. I did send you the questions as always. You know, we tried to give our victim a little bit of a primer. So I used what we did here. You had a good thing going. Let me adjust this. Okay, you had a good thing going with your questions. You had a good thing going, and I already had a few, and they just merged. So we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna make it happen.
It's a beautiful thing when we could we could share things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We can share things. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right. So here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Let me change this up 1 second here. Let me check something. There we go. All right. Our pop-ups are working now. Excellent, 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 excellent. All right. We good. We good. Messi's not playing. Ninja's got ninja no matter what, right? We're gonna ninja. It's gonna happen.
Oh God, she's in here too.
Applause to the ninjas, the MSGs, the MSDs.
Oh man, I've been up.
Ma'am,
I've been up
Miss
since
8,
early morning, bro.
Miss 8-7 in the house. How you doing, ma'am? Good to see you, girl.
Love is in the house.
Love is in the house.
Love is in the house. My God.
Up since early. Tell me, how's your day been?
Dog. Been up. Early morning. Early morning. I don't even know why, G, but it's been that way this whole week. This whole fucking week. Early.
Now, is it just habit up at sunrise, or is it just, or you gotta hit the road?
Before the dog, I watched the sun come up, G. I'm talking about up.
Yep.
3 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock, 4:30 time.
Yeah. Up. Me burn this Palo Santo to get messy bad vibes out of her.
Get the bad vibes out.
Messy and her bad bullshit. What's up, my G?
Say the little prayers to get rid of the bad juju.
Get her ass out of here, her black ass.
Oh, big up, sis. Big up to everybody that's out there. So let's go. So I started talking down the road of 1 foot in, 1 foot out experience. That's not something on the questions, but it's an icebreaker, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We've talked about that before. Private conversations, whatever. But it's in my intro, one of the clips I used, one of the gentlemen said, "You are just poor at being poor." And there are a lot of people just relish in being poor and not relishing in utilizing their God-given talents. And having that 1 foot in, 1 foot out, seeing what you grew up in and what it's like growing up in the villages versus what it's like growing up in the States. It doesn't matter the level of poverty. There's always the privilege of the systems that we have and things, right? So that 1 foot in, 1 foot out, as we coin it, right? That perspective is to be appreciated and is humbling, I think. What are your thoughts on that?
It's tricky.
History.
Because if we look into the future, right, all the time, we say, well, I put this away, I invest in this, I do this, I put this in the bank, I put this in the tilly. I'm working my dick into the dirt constantly to provide and create these different things of wealth, right?
Yes.
But your other eye is looking this way, saying, I don't never want to live in a shanty town. I don't ever want to live in a project. I don't ever. It's tricky as fuck, because what you're asking somebody to do is do this. Just look constantly forward, right? When the things that are in the back of you is kind of what made you be the person you are today. Right. So you look forward, because today, me and you today look forward.
Yes.
Comprehension of what we was or what we came from is our past. So we look at that and say, well, I remember growing up in these neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my children, my grandchildren to ever comprehend or live this type of lifestyle. So we work hard today.
Right.
So we look forward. So it's hyper tricky to make that statement, but yes, I get it.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Yes.
But could you? I think the ideology of it is to not dwell on what is behind. Live in the now, but hyper focus on the present.
There it is.
I mean,
I agree.
On the future. You focus on the future, but be hyper present now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think 100. That's the only way I think we could pull it off.
100%, 100%, because I do see a lot of individuals, and even in their just talking and mannerisms and day-to-day conversation, that constantly live and are hyper-focused on the past. They don't utilize history as that benchmark for comparison and for change and for realization and learning. They dwell in the past. They dwell in the past. And the future is a complete, it's a complete foreign concept. Planning the future things is a complete foreign concept to them. I've people in my family, man, that I can, that are exactly that way. Exactly that way.
So the past is depression, right?
Mm-mm.
The past is depression.
Yep.
You dwell on the past, you're gonna end up being depressed.
Yes.
But if you dwell on the future,
Yes.
you're gonna be in
Yes.
because you can't comprehend what's coming.
Yes.
So it plays a trick on both ends.
It does. It does.
So what you do is you live. It's like living now and planning, because this is the real reality. I think people also seem to be amiss about, right? Or lost. They thought a concept is if the earth shake too heavy, we could be fucking dead as fuck. The earth could crack right under our feet. We'd be dead as fuck.
It's going to wobble. Yep.
And all that fucking frustration and stress you put yourself through meant zero.
Yep. Yep. One wobble, it's done.
Done. So right now, are you taking care of things you need to take care of per se? Right? Are you managing the things you need to manage? The depression and anxiety exist on both ends.
Absolutely.
But freedom exists in the middle. Remember,
Absolutely.
remember the scale and the balances. You figure them, the triangles. That's why the triangles are an important thing. So
strength, man. Triangles are strength, man.
Trust.
Good talk. Let's get into it, man. Let's go. What's up, Rican? How you doing, bro? Nice to see you. All right. Age. And what region of the States are you in? Don't need a city.
I'm in the West.
Easy stuff. West Coast.
West.
Excellent.
I'm 37.
You're 37. All right. Younger brother, younger cuz. I love it. And your background, man. Where you coming from? Where you hail?
Oh, I hail from Arima, Trinidad, right?
Okay. All right.
I came to America in the beginning of the millennium, which is the 2000s, right?
Mm-hmm.
I came here when I was 13, around 13 years old, 13, 14 years old. I was in East Orange, New Jersey, and I went to East Orange High with the Wolves. So
Nice. All right, man. So you got the Caribbean background. We know that, right?
Absolutely. True.
So you're a single guy. You've
Yes.
stated that.
Yes.
Mhm. Yep. Doing the father role. Beautiful thing. Shout out to all the dads out there, man. Shout out to all the fathers out there. Rican, I know you do your thing as a dad. Shout out to all of you. Hell yeah, fire deal to you guys. I know you're doing your thing and taking care of those responsibilities, right? Being in that child's life. Now, when it comes to the single side of things and looking at what the future may hold for Trin when it comes to romance or other gentlemen's channel, men focused, men's perspective focused, right? So dating. Where do we go? Is it dead? That's always the question everyone's asking, or the statement people are making. And I have a video, one of the one react for us to talk about once we get through the questions here this evening. 20, 30 minutes. A gentleman, a young bull by the name of Austin Holloman. You may have heard of him.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, and he's talking about one of America's biggest exports, which is degeneration and degenerate behaviors. So we're going to go to that and we're going to talk about that. So, and of course, his perspective is looking at things from the dating world primarily. But he also talks about economy and he talks about travel and a few other things as well. But when it comes to dating, this is what the question's about. Let's just get to it. Is dating dead? And when you look at dating, is it Western dating versus global dating? Or is it just the world in general has to reset? Are we looking at a dynamic of region and culture? Or are we looking at humanity as failing itself?
I just talked about it this morning. All right, cool.
Run it. Let's go.
Remember, remember 4B, the 4B movement? You know what that is?
I sure do. And I do understand the cultural significance of it to the Korean women. It was culturally appropriated by American women and radical lefties.
Cool. There you go.
Okay.
So if it left Korea and ended up here, that means this thing is not just geographically locked in.
Right.
It's crossed the board.
It's been exported.
Everybody who has this great technology advancement, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these things are stifling and hurting relationship. They hurt relate. I've been saying this shit for the last month.
Yep.
As a young man, on your phone, you could see 1,000 women in a week.
Absolutely.
That's never been a thing.
Yep.
As a young woman, you could see 1,000 men in a week.
Yep.
That DM and want to talk to you. So it's gonna skew the normalcy, right? Of the normal things of what we do is say, well, I go to the store and I see a girl buying a bag of chip, and I say, well, damn girl, and that chip ain't about nil. You smell me?
Right.
Man, come on, bring your little ass over. You smell me?
Right. Right.
Them days are done.
Yep.
Those days are normal. The days of normalcy is done, son.
Yeah.
Done skis. When we talk to people and they want to say, "Hey, what's your IG?" What's my IG? I don't even use my IG.
Right.
If you go on my IG, you're gonna see FDNHT.
Facts. Same.
This thing that's so normal has been skewed to become something that's so perverse in reality. It's perverse at this point.
Yeah. Yep.
Because now everybody wants to be, especially when the scammers and the models and the influencers came into the game. It's done. It's burnt. It's burnt.
Yes.
But
Agreed.
is there love? Love don't exist no more, G. It's burnt. Dating, it's toast. They all gonna sit there and be with the same guys and like the same guys, and that's fine. That's
repeat
fine.
those repeat behaviors.
The ones that don't suffer, G. That's how it works.
I love it, man, and I agree, man. It's something that those who truly care and want to love embrace and do the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it ain't fucking easy. It is not easy learning and loving a new person. That shit is not for the faint of heart.
It's literally the opposite of comfortability.
Absolutely. There's nothing comfortable about learning and loving a new person.
None.
There's nothing comfortable about that.
No.
It's a process, it's work, and it's something you have to want. You have to want it. You have to want it. And you have to have a plan. You have to establish some kind of, I've done the HoMath, the Black HoMath on here before, and I did the HoMath where he talked about
that was good.
The different paths we take, right? The green path, man. Yeah, man. The intention. You have to have the intention. You have to communicate. I was just talking to the lady about this tonight. We were talking about, how people don't do that. Because I've had a few guy friends recently that have just broken up with their ladies. And I'm like, God, I'm looking at life in this hopeful lens. and this it's not rose colored and rose tinted, because we have our work to do, we have things that we're working through, and distance being things like this, right? So there's always work to be done, but it's like you look at individuals who are just like, hands up, I give up, done. And it's like, what was your intention from the beginning? What questions did you ask? What did you establish with the other person?
I think the majority of relationships are destroyed because of the lack of communication of important things. You dig it? So if this is, so let's say you got hard line things that you hard line don't fuck with.
Yes.
Yeah. Those things need to be communicated, I think.
Yes, you communicate those things, the non-negotiables, right?
They.
Yeah. And then, then there's adjusting your character traits for the individual, and, understanding their character traits, man. Like when somebody's stressed out, when somebody's stressed out, or when somebody just wants to ramble and they want to just, hey, I just want to talk, and let's just talk nonsense shit all day long. And whatever the mood is, man, you got to understand and know who the person is and understand those facets of their personality. People aren't willing to put that work in.
That's the hardest for me. That is the hardest thing ever.
Yeah, it's rough
for me to not say what I want to say or do what the fuck I want to do because I'm brash, right?
Yes,
and because I might be abrasive and I might come across real trunculate, right? Like, dog, I question: am I changing myself,
right,
or am I acquiescing to a betterment?
Yes.
It's like, no, fuck it, dog. I don't.
That's normal. That's so normal, because you can have a discussion about anything that becomes a tense situation with you and your loved one, right?
Yeah.
And then this kind of thing comes about. These kinds of questions you ask yourself: is this something that I'm negotiating and compromising in myself, or is this an active change that I need to apply to myself to evolve in this thing, in this dynamic, so that it's the ebb and flow. Is this the ebb and flow?
Ebb and flow.
Or am I compromising myself? Right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Man. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh no.
You know.
No. Never that 87. All right.
You can get some spice in the chat.
That's a little bit of spice. No spice. Good vibes, babe. So let's move on, man. Let's keep it cooking.
What's the next one, G?
Career, man. This is where our feet hit the ground, where the rubber hits the road, man.
Yeah.
Where we hit our stride, and we run it. We run it as men. When we know what it is, that path, that thing, we are just. You can sleep through the work day, man. Yeah. You're so good, it's muscle memory. Mm-hmm.
I can do it with my eyes closed.
What you doing, man? What you doing these days? What it look like?
No, I can take a wrench. I can look at boats, right?
Yeah,
man. I can look at these structures and deconstruct them in my brain because I have an architect mind, but then I have a mechanic hand. So I am a skilled and certified aviation mechanic.
Yes.
So I watch these things, I just be like, okay. People don't know what they're talking about. And yes. I think I let the cat out the bag when me and Roddy was talking about that plane crash in DC.
Yep.
When me and Roddy was sitting there like, you see that light? You see that? No, that light not on. We were sitting there, we just chopping. Me and Roddy were chopping it down, back and forth, back and forth.
DC was the helicopter one, right? Yes.
That was the first one in DC recently. There's another one in DC.
Yes.
And me and Roddy was talking about it that night. It's like, but because I got a DoD contract, I do military aircraft.
Yes.
I've done it for about 20 years.
There we go. 2 decades. There we go with the professional. Yeah,
So
man.
I could see and I could
Yes.
hear and
Yes.
I comprehend things while it's going on.
Absolutely.
So me and Roddy was talking about it, and I think somebody in the chat was like, "Oh, y'all motherfuckers was the rah." And I was like, I just put it to the left, right?
Yep.
Because there does come a time when the contract takes you outside of America. You just want me?
Yep.
Cool. But that is my skill. That's my discipline. That is my craft. Aviation mechanic. I could do structure work, which is sheet metal work, right? I could also do hydraulics, and I could also do let's say landing gear work.
Yes. And like you said, I like the way you put that. You can grab that wrench and you just look at it and you know exactly what's going on. You can hear the sounds. You can spot the intricacies in the moment by moment of how it operates to know what you're seeing is going wrong. And that is a true professional. And when you said 2 decades doing that, again, that goes to show that professionalism. Now, when it comes to there's something, it's hard to explain it to the layman, right? Someone who doesn't appreciate their profession or doesn't appreciate their hobby or appreciate some kind of art that they have perfected in their own right. That's what I mean by the layman, right? So to the layman, they're not going to understand the depth to which we as professionals can look at something and immediately see what's right or wrong or needs adjusted or needs corrected. It becomes almost a second nature when you truly care about that profession, when you truly immerse yourself, when you read all the books, when you learn everything, when you go and you go get up trained and recertified because things have changed. When you take that time to immerse yourself, you have a different set of skills and a different awareness for what it is you're doing. And the way that you said that is exactly, I mean, it's a great way of encompassing that. You grab that wrench, you look, you know exactly what it is. Somebody puts a computer in front of me, I know exactly where to start looking for troubleshooting. And it's very much, I've made this analogy before, working on a computer or in IT is very much like working on the human body. So you have the same kind of thing with medicine. Someone who is a truly caring doctor, someone who is a specialist in their profession, and they truly do a good job. They know the signs and symptoms and treatments, and they're on top of their game. And that says a lot about us as humans in general, right? It should be something we look to do better. It's something we look to achieve. Just it should be, especially when it's something that you like. When it's something that, when a computer, man, I was 8 years old, man, and then my friends are out. I was like, having FOMO at 8, 9 years old because your friends are outside. Do I want to miss out on my friends being outside, run up and down the street? Oh, they're having another race. Oh, it's the big race. The kids from across the other block are down here now, and everybody's racing up. And do I want to go to, or do I want to sit there and play Oregon Trail? And computers became my thing, man. It's second nature to me now. Now it's just
because your thing is just your thing, right? Like your thing is just it's yours, though. It's I couldn't instill this inside of you. You dig it?
Right.
This thing is inside of you. Such as life.
Yep. Like
spinning a wrench.
Yep.
It just comes so dog.
Well, you were the kid that tinkered with the slot cars as a kid, man.
I was my brain always been on science.
Yes.
So now that I became a mechanic, it just makes sense to me. It's easy to me, right? I have an intense love.
Yep.
Right? For putting the wrenches in my hand and just
Yep.
Getting a ratchet.
Doing it right the first time with the right tool is so satisfying.
Pulling some shit apart.
Having all the right tools at the right time.
And then you watch it work. After you fix it,
Yep.
you watch it. Dog.
There's nothing more satisfying, man. There's nothing more satisfying. When first time I changed brakes and did an oil change on my own car,
Yeah.
man, you couldn't tell me nothing that whole rest of that afternoon. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Dog, I done fix things that went to go put people in the ground. You understand what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. I know.
So when I fixed it and it took off,
It had to work. There was no negotiation. You had to do it right the first time.
what are we talking about, dog?
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? I talk about some things. The joint so the joint that we put on these things so huge, bruh.
Yep.
Pause.
Yep.
The joint was delivered on trucks, dog. Big
Yep.
trucks.
Yep.
They brought them shits on trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a crane type deal. Not a crane, a forklift type deal. To load it. Y'all think you'll live a free fucking life for free?
No.
I was there.
Yep.
I was there doing this bullshit. And if I didn't do my fucking job, that thing would not be in the air. And that thing would not leave, that bomb and that missile would not leave that fucking plane.
And do what it had to do to defend us.
What are we
And to do what it had to do. Say it. There we go. There we go.
That's the last time we talk. That's the last time we talk about it. First and last time. I've never said this before. This is my first and last time talking about it. I've done the dirty work with the boys on boots on sand. Them boys, I've been there. So that's the last time. That's the first and last time. A CIP exclusive.
CIP exclusive. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it. We got the scoop on the career, y'all. We here in the background, behind the scenes. And I don't even need to ask you, man. I already get it. This is your path. This is who you are. I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I love it.
I retired soon too. I retired soon.
Hey, that's what's up, man. See, I have to salute you on that too. Anybody who can retire early or get out of the game early,
I'm retired, yeah.
And you have your future secure, that is a good thing. Make those moves, ladies and gentlemen. Make those moves. Absolutely. Salute to you on that one too.
No, it don't come by motherfucking, let's say, happenstance, right? You got to be active in your life. You have to make the right decisions. You have to take the lessons that's been given to you, because I wouldn't be here if nobody gave me the lessons of life. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just like you, the guidance that you was given puts you in the scenario that you need to be in to secure you. That's it. That is it.
That's it.
That's it.
I had a discussion a couple days ago. Don't miss the boat, right? You have your backpack on, you have your jacket on, you have your boots on, you have your hat on, you have your shades, you're standing there, you're ready, you're prepared. When that boat comes, you're on that boat, you have all the tools of life that you have had laid out before you so that you can jump on that opportunity, seize that opportunity, and ride the waves into the sunset and enjoy yourself, enjoy life.
Yeah.
Don't miss that boat. Yep. All right. We're going to pause right there. I'm going to send up. Give me 1 second here. Thank you to who? Let's see. Of course. Yes. Rican Muslim, my homeboy. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Let's go.
More money, yeah. More money, more dollar bill. More money, yeah. More dollar bill. More money, yeah. More dollar bill.
We back. Shout out Rican.
I love that. I love that fucking snipe. That shit is.
Yeah, man. I
hard.
sent that to you, man. You are the only one, man. You're the only one that can use that joint,
So
man.
hard,
I
G.
sent that joint to you.
That's fire.
That's the Caribbean connection joint right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the tether joint. So next up, all right, we've got age, some dating, your background, career, hobbies, man. Hell, hobbies. What do you do? What do you do? What's your hobby? Is this your hobby? Or what do you do? Like blow off steam, get your mind right? Is it working out? Is it like,
Younger hobbies, obviously playing ball, right? And in my 20s, fishing, hunting, being outside in the woods.
yeah,
Today in my 30s, I still love it. I still love being outside in the woods in the
Me too.
wilderness and just being out there and just hearing a leaf fall. Sometimes it's just like, yo,
the frogs by the river at night, the crickets,
it's
nature.
insane.
Nature.
I'm a nature person. Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't in the last year. I would say I've not done any outside work, any hunting, none of that stuff, right? But those are my hobbies. Ball, my sports. If you want to talk about like my sports,
Yeah.
first one, soccer, which is American. They call it a soccer, but it's football.
Football.
Right.
Yep.
Next one will be volleyball. Third will be hockey.
Yep.
I play NFL, which is American football, and then it'll be basketball. Then it'll be golf.
Then golf.
Then golf. I love some golf, man.
Yeah, man.
Love some
When's the last time you've been on a field? Kick a ball around.
I can't kick ball no more, dog. My leg toast.
Your leg got messed up.
My knee a crunch.
Old man status.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Between my thigh. So I'm a shooter. So my right leg, right, is my shooting leg, right?
Oh.
So the doctor said that the muscle in my upper leg and my lower leg is so strong, it's killing the muscle in my knee.
It's pulling the knee, man.
My knee can't manage the strength that I'm
The
moving
tendons
with.
can't hold that the muscles pulling. I know what you mean.
Done.
Yep.
Done.
Yep.
Done.
Yep. You
I
gotta get a robot, man. You gotta get a robot leg, man.
I can't exercise that. And I had a nice two-piece too, man. Two-piece and shoot.
Yeah, man.
And just set and bring it. No,
Just get it.
I had a nice two-piece, man. But I just like
Yep. We get older, man. We get older. It's a thing. I got a brace for my right knee, man. I call it my fat knee, man. But I ran track.
You call it what?
My fat knee. I lost weight, man. When I lost that 30 pounds, that knee started feeling better. I'm like, hold on, man. You mean to tell me I didn't lose the weight? Like, come on, man. Yeah, my fat knee, man.
Yeah, G. I played ball for a minute. I played ball with 2 clubs and school at the same time.
Daniel, salute, bro.
But that's life, man.
Excuse me.
You good?
Yeah, bro. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right. It's time for the bonus round. All right, bonus question 1. This is a big one. The bonus questions are deep. All right. Prepare yourself.
My bonus questions was fun.
Yeah, yours were fun. I went deep on the. Okay, so let's go because I was thinking about the show you've done, a show Twin Bronzebird has done recently. Someone else did a good show. It might have been Kofa. It was somebody else I was watching too, but it kind of just wrapped itself. I said, okay, let me just summarize this in one question. Okay.
Shout out to the bird.
Yeah, shout out Twin. I haven't seen Twin tonight. He's probably busy, but yeah, shout out. All right, so modern Western society, all right, has turned the privilege of participation into everyone is special. Okay, in other words, just showing up, you're owed recognition or praise. My existence is special. I get a participation award. When in reality, in most cases, all we've done is just be adults or exist in most cases. That's all you've done. You've just shown up as an adult. So using this paradigm that we've created for ourselves here in America, and I say we loosely because I ain't part of that shit. Is everyone special? If everyone is special, why isn't everyone successful? Are we? I don't have the answers. I'm just asking the question. I don't have an answer. I think that we've
You on
I think
bullshit.
that we've coddled too many words and made
You on
too many.
bullshit. You
too
on
many-
bullshit.
I think we've made too many words too loose. She says, "Who is this we you speak of?" Everyone gets an award, right? No, we don't all get awards. I don't think that's realistic. We have winners and losers. What? Everybody in the NFL gets an award at the end of the season? No, we have the final game for a reason. There's one winner. There's one champion every year. NFL doesn't matter. NHL doesn't matter. Depends on the definition of success, in all honesty. Yeah. And I think it depends on the arena too, right? What
That's
the arena
fucking horseshit. That's horseshit. I'm not jacking it. I'm
what
not
the
jacking
the arena of competition is.
Nope, I'm not jacking it. I'm not jacking that bullshit, dog. It's the first statement before you give everybody a trophy. Well, it depends on how. Hold on, sorry.
Well, it depends on how you want to look at successful things, because success can come in many different ways, and who wants to look at what success is, because success can look super different in super different ways. So because if I say I'm successful because what the
I would think in the different arenas, right? You have success in military, you have success in schools and collegiate levels, you have success in athletics.
Success is success, bro.
Yeah, true.
You gauge your own successes because you know you, right?
Right.
But CIP, if I say with CIP, you're successful because you could sit here and take a whole chat and construct a thought and an ideology and walk us on a path to comprehension of something new. That's a successful fucking thing. Me telling you that's a successful thing means that you're a successful person.
Okay.
So if I say, but you woke up this morning, and you're successful. I'm just giving you prosperity preaching for no fucking reason. We have to build things to be successful. We have to create things. We have to do things, dog. This ideology about everybody gets a participation trophy, go back to sleep. This all this woke. Go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You need a nap. People who go do get the results of what they fucking go do. I can't just come to work and then figure out I'm about to be the CEO. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you put in is normally, naturally, what you get the fuck back out of it.
In most, yeah.
Yes. That's what I said. Yes.
Yes. The human experience is
Yes.
in most cases. That's It's the merit.
That's
it's the
it.
merit.
Meritocracy. Simple. Meritocracy.
Yep. And I do think that there are degrees to success only based on the environments, right? So I think that there's definitely based on the environments. But we're of the same mind. I phrased the question the way that would be fair to this to the public. But yeah, it's not quite as nuanced as we would like, as humans would like to feel it is. But there are losers, there are winners, and there are those of us who learn from our losses and evolve from our losses. And that makes us stronger to go back and do it again and succeed and to be successful. But I think a lot of people skip that point as well. Anyway, that was your bonus question, sir. That's bonus question number 1. All right. Let's get into the show. Let's get into FDNHT. You are one half of FDNHT. You are the Trin, and there's the Roddy. What's that?
What's up?
What is the evolution of the show, and what is your goal? What do you want to bring to the world with FDNHT?
So when we started off, it was Prime, me, and Roddy, right?
Yes.
Prime had to go take care of his business. No big deal. So then it was me and Roddy. Roddy had to disappear for a little bit too throughout the whole thing. Roddy popped in and out, whatever the case is, right? Because he will tell you. There will be no confusion. Roddy will tell you what the fuck is going on in his life.
Mm-hmm.
You won't have to guess. Just wait. He gonna tell you
all the details.
Everything.
Every detail.
So that's a Roddy, bro. The idea at first when I was birthing this.
Yes.
Just for people to hear how normal conversation really works. How men kind of think and talk. Right? So it wasn't per se barbershop. It was more man cave style.
Tracking.
When we talk about every single thing. Then come to find out, YouTube got guidelines and etc. So some things we just can't really say, right?
Yeah, you got to walk that line.
Yeah,
you got to walk that razor's edge. I've skated it. I've jumped over it. I've done all kinds of shit just to fuck with. I just fuck around, man.
Smoked my boots last month.
They smoked Bronzebird yesterday on the very end of his stream. He was playing music and they clipped his shit right at the end.
No, gee. They took his wings off of him.
They clipped his wings right at the end. It was kind of weird. I think they thought the song was copyright, but it was good or something. But yeah, YouTube, man.
No, it's savage. It's savagery out here.
It is. It can be.
But the reality is that we just talking, right?
Yeah.
We giving. I'm giving my perspective. Roddy's giving his perspective. Prime was giving his perspective, and then when you show up or anybody else pulls up, Petty pulls up, Messi pulls up, right? It's all our perspectives. The idea is this: we sit at a table together. And it's a pizza. It's a pizza. That's all it is. It's a pizza.
I get it.
The angle of your pizza gonna look different from my angle on my pizza. You smell me?
Different toppings.
That's it.
The life journey is all the little sprinkles the universe has put on top of our own personal pizza. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Just the powwow is the same kind of thing where you have that environment where the people just come, you center it on whatever, you either center it on the topic, you center it on a certain segment and group or whatever the thing is, and you make magic, man.
But be blood or raw though.
Right.
I think about it. Be blood or raw. Agree, disagree. Yeah.
Authenticism.
That's the word.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
You have to be authentic. I don't fuck with fakeness, man. You can't. Masks and fakeness. Oh, like I think Hiram put in the chat before we talking about say, are we talking about the fakeness that goes on when couples first date? That kind of thing, like masks, like that. You know, like we weren't addressing that topic, but it's the same kind of thing. Like people get on the social media, man, and then they're a persona. They're not their self. They're not real. They're not authentic. They're holding their tongue, or they're walking on glass, or they're not addressing the subject the way that it needs to be addressed, or that honestly.
But even if when you bag something, CIP, when you go out and you mac something, you're not macking her with your bad knee.
Facts.
You smell me?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so you macking with your best mac.
Right. You're presenting your best self first. Yeah.
That's normal shit.
Yeah, I wasn't macking with my bad knee.
Well, girl, you a nurse?
Hey, girl, you a nurse? You gonna help me out? You gonna rub some muscle rub on my knee? You got that Bengay?
What do you know about that? What do you know about Bengay and ibuprofen, bitch?
Yeah. Hey, baby, got them ibuprofens.
You look like you got them nice massaging hands, girl. What's up? No, you're
Right?
not macking that. So I get what they saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a better question.
Yeah.
At what date do you tell her, girl, I got a bad knee, so I can't be fucking all night?
You wait till that occasion hits. You wait till that knee gives out. You push it to the limit, brothers. You push it to the limit.
Fuck, I'm done.
You just push it, man.
Max it out.
You max it out, bro. You max
And then
that
you,
shit
and
out.
then you turn around and make her feel bad because her appetite.
You give your last limb for the coochie, man.
Oh
You give it all for the coochie. You do it all for the nookie, and then
then you say, "Damn, girl, you got."
you wait till the next morning. You just break it down to her like, oh, I don't know what we did last night, baby. Oh, gotta sneak it in there.
Make her run to the CVS to buy icy hot. Yeah.
Get the icy hot. CVS deliver the icy hot so she can rub you down.
Have mercy.
Oh man.
It's done.
Oh no, hold on, man. Pause. Time out. You know the situation with I got the lady, right? So I went and I took like a little stand thing for her to put her plants and stuff on to her house, man. But also I thought I was cool, right? The thing's not that heavy. So I'm lifting it with one arm. I lifting the thing with one arm, trying to move around like some kids while I'm walking through the place and whatever. And I get upstairs, everything's fine. The next morning, my shoulder was done. Oh, I spent like 2 days like an old man running around like, oh. Well, surprise! Look what you signed up for.
This how I completely keep reminding myself how men are retarded. Sorry, delayed. Completely delayed.
Hell yeah, man.
Delayed. Man, mental issues, bro. Real deal mental issues. Ain't as bad as them, but
Right.
it's still bad.
We ain't shit, man. We ain't shit. Half the time, we ain't shit. I'm not gonna tell her. Oh, my shoulder.
I gotta snipe MTR. You know MTR got this. I ain't shit. I have to snipe that shit. I have to snipe it. I'm going to snipe it. MTR, you watch it.
Men and women ain't shit.
I'm gonna snipe that.
Only the brave of us will admit that shit though, man. We are all flawed and it's fucking hilarious. Oh my God, man.
It wouldn't even matter.
Nah.
She can say, I want it now. You'd be like, dog, I have nothing left inside of it. The sack is on 0.
Spitting dust. It's spitting dust, bro.
And guess what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Go right back at it.
Shit. Head first, bro. Oh shit.
Mental cases. G. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
We have no brains sometimes, man.
None. No brain.
No
None.
brains.
Just ooga booga.
Yeah. But look, we do it in our careers. We do it. We break ourselves at our jobs sometimes. Come on, man.
Of course. Why not break yourself in your room in a little bit, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's what happens. So
I ain't even showered today. I've been up for a hella hours.
yeah, it's life, man.
I'll shower in a few. Who needs a shower?
Oh shit. Okay, so how's growth? How is growth on the channel?
So
How are things going? Like your format, your platform, your views, the audience, the participation, like
I think between
growth in general.
I think Messi has been my major plug lately.
That was an absolutely magical and solid collab. From the moment I seen it till today, it's an awesome energy between the two of you. The back and forward, the dialogue, the perspectives.
See, I mentioned it to you.
Yeah, man.
See, I mentioned it. So
Yeah.
I need to fix her. So that's my job. I'm gonna fix her mental. No, it's Messi has been a I've learned that when I tell you I've learned a fuck ton from Messi alone,
Yes.
and how to YouTube and how to not use the words that I use and just
Yep. And
just
I'm learning as well from
yeah.
Yep.
The palatability,
Yep.
what do you call it, being palatable, right?
Yes. Palatable
More
and appealing to more of a wider audience. And
monster.
yes,
Monster.
that kind of advice and that kind of reeling in. And I've watched it and I'm watching her, and I learned it from Theo Coop too, watching him on his channel and being a member over there. There is mentorship to be gleaned from these individuals, which is absolutely awesome. Yeah, it's awesome to have that support and recognition. Come on now, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Building.
I shout Messi out every time I can because
Hell yes.
she showed me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So one for Messi.
Absolutely. Shout out to Messi.
When it comes to growth, I'm growing and I'm growing organically, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So in 1 week I'm gonna get 5, and I'm gonna lose 1.
Yeah.
The next week I'm gonna get 8. I'm gonna lose 2.
Yep. And that's exactly the same kind of pattern I'm seeing. Let it be what it is.
Organic as fuck. Because guess what? When you come over here, I want you to come here to hear what the fuck we got going.
Absolutely. Yep. And same for my channel. The culture, the knowledge, and the entertainment. If I'm going to get philosophical, I'm going to get philosophical. If I'm going to share some tech stuff with you, this is what I'm here for. It's all the different dimensions of what I have to bring to my audience, and it's all authentic. Life is too short to be bullshit. Life is too short to be bullshit, be about bullshit, to share bullshit. If you're not being productive in life, and you're not. So we're going to talk about this when I get into the philosophy of homo ludens and people playing and humanity playing. If you're not going to be a rope and bind others and create something that others can utilize to strengthen us as people, you are a stick that's pushing others away. You're not being a productive individual. It's very simple. It's very elementary kind of thing, but yeah. Go run it. Cook.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. When we talked on the back channel,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
What me and you have inside it in here, mi corazón, right?
Yes.
We have the compassion of life and humanity inside of us,
Yes.
right?
Right.
So we therefore think and we want to see the best and the greatest parts of human beings.
And people to do better.
You asking too much, G.
Mm-hmm.
On some fucking gang shit, dog.
Yep.
Flatline shit. You asking too much.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Can we talk about it and just say yes? This exists. Yes, and this is what we do in our own lives, in our own microcosms. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And those that reach up for that knowledge.
And yes, yeah. Because then they could see it.
And they're ready for it, right? Remember, don't miss the boat. They're the ones with the backpacks on, with their caps on, with their shades on, with their boots on, and they're standing there on the dock. And along comes the FDNHT ship, along comes culture invasion, along comes messy ship, and then boom.
Yeah,
you have those people. You have them captivated by whatever your platform is, whatever you're doing,
because they want betterness.
They want that.
Because it's inside of them already. That's the first reason why they're on the pier in the first place. They only put a backpack on to go to the pier because they want to be there. They
to seek. Yep. To seek that peace.
To seek the knowledge, dog. That shit's tattooed in my body, dog.
Mm-hmm.
He will seek knowledge.
Absolutely. All right. So now I'm going to throw one of your big questions back at you. The law of polarity, the love versus the hate, right? Mm-hmm. Social media versus real life, the two different sides. So let's say start with social media on the journey with the podcast and everything in general. Law of polarity, love versus hate. What have you received more of with social media life?
Way more love.
Same. Yeah. Way more.
I've received way more love than hate.
Yeah. Definitely.
Way more love than hate. The hate is so small. It's like, dog, you don't calm your ass down before I come over there.
It's so minute and non-existent. It's like it's like a fruit flies. They're like fruit flies.
Small fries, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, calm your little ass down, bro. Because they don't say nothing, dog.
They're not saying nothing.
If I say, well, C.I.P. Here, you should go buy some fucking some Just for Men's and dye your shit black and grow an afro. You'd be like, the reason why I don't want to grow the afro is because, and you could give me a full conversation behind it, right? It'd be like, I don't like the way his nose is. Like, dog, we having an active conversation about important shit. You want to be funny and goofy,
and just keep moving the funny goofy shit around.
Bro, it's way more places to put your. If my daughter wasn't this close, I'd tell you where to go put your fucking business.
Yeah.
But she's getting her hair braided still. But I tell you what, you could go be a.
There we go. The flashcards for a reason. CBNT.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm a person that's been outside already my whole life.
Facts.
Leave me the fuck up. Leave me alone.
Grew up touching the grass. Grew up climbing trees.
Leave me alone, man.
You're right.
Leave me alone, dog.
So in real life, from your career to experiences with individuals in the public to whatever.
Yeah.
Real life, more love or what? Love or hate?
Oh yeah, love. In real life, motherfuckers don't like me for real.
Okay, all right. There's a balance. More love.
Yeah. The balance.
More love than hate, but there's definitely
more love
balance in the real world. Yeah, more love than than hate. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And it's always the energy that we create. It's who we are as individuals and what we exude to the rest of the world. If you're walking through life as a bitter ass, you'll get bitter sentiment back at you.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's just the way that it is.
Yeah. I'm fully responsible. I'm not jacking that. Well, hold on. Well, the world don't like me because I got big looks, and then I'm from Remo, and I'm not. I was an asshole. I was an asshole, bro.
I was, you know what? I was troublesome.
I was an asshole, man. So
I was troublesome when I was young.
yeah. So the shit that I get, the shit that I got, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, all right.
All right.
I just, you know what I'm saying?
It's exactly.
You get what you deserve, man.
It's the get and give.
Yeah.
You get what you give.
Even playing fields, man.
Right? Even in competition, man, when you're out there, you get what you give.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What's the next question?
Next question. We're going to go back to dating. Bonus. Right. This is a bonus.
Oh, fuck.
We're going back to dating. It's a quick one. This might be a little fun. Would you date a woman from social media?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you dated a woman from social media?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're good with sleeping with a complete stranger.
Okay. Wait.
I'm messing with you.
Because I'm about to say something else.
Okay, go.
A stranger?
No, but you know.
Oh
like
yes. Oh yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
You don't know them from Adam, and then all of a sudden you just like, let's go. Let's handle this business. We're gonna just do this. We're just gonna tear it up. Let's go.
I had this joint right back in the G. Cold.
Okay. Okay.
This is me back in the G. First night at the crib. Knocked. And I couldn't find my protection piece. Fired the whole joint. Emptied it.
Emptied the whole clip.
I was 22. Dog. Oh my. Stressful month. That was a stressful month, bro.
Good God.
Oh my God.
Oh, no doubt.
So the answer is I did. Would I do it now? No. Probably,
okay.
but probably though.
Yeah.
But probably if this is the way we contact each other, right?
Right.
I don't see the issue. I made myself way better now. I got my formula.
Better decisions, better formula.
Yeah.
Yep. You know my situation. I'm already in the middle of one of them, but you know.
I respect it. So I'm leaving it at the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yes, I get it. Yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Because in the same way you see somebody, you like them, how the fuck are you gonna reach out to them?
Why wouldn't you take the chance?
Why wouldn't you even say hello?
Right. See if it would work. See if it would pop off. You never know what's going to happen, right? And that was the approach I had. That was the approach.
I think the same way about it. I think the exact same way about it. You'll never know who could be for you, or let's say what could happen from what.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is the problem?
Facts.
Hey, I like your eyebrows.
Facts.
Who cares? She'd be like, I don't like your fucking eyebrows. Bye. Then fucking bye. Fuck.
All right, we almost threw it all. We have like 3 more questions to go. Then we're gonna run a quick react.
Could I do a refresh real quick?
Let's do a refresh. Let's put it on pause for 1 second. We'll do a couple minute refresh.
30 seconds. I need 30 seconds. That's all.
We'll give it a few seconds. I'm gonna take a refresh real quick myself. Audience, I'm gonna drop down Trin and we're gonna play something real quick for you. Enjoy the opening again.
Fuck being rational, give them what they ask for. Hey, turn this TV off.
Want to see something cool? I broke the mower again, and I'll fix it again because new ones are a waste of money. Necessity is a mother of an inventor, but being broke is one hell of a teacher. I never went to trade school, and the only thing I learned in college was how to teach your girl that thing you like. But growing up dirt floor poor and spending a life working in nonprofit education forced me to either learn how to fix things or get real comfortable taking cold showers in the dark. Take a look around any job, it doesn't matter where, and pay attention to the ratio of money to brains or intellect versus ability. It doesn't matter if you grew up on the back 40 or the back 9, we're all idiots. I don't want you to ever think you're not smart enough, because you are. You're capable of remarkable things, you just don't know how to do them yet. That's the trick. Yet takes time. Yet hurts. Yet requires change, and that sucks. But if you're willing to put in the effort to learn, to grow, to change, you can accomplish incredible things no matter where you're starting from. I believe in you, and it's time you did too, because that's pretty cool.
More money, yeah. More money.
Pause.
Yeah.
We back.
Hey, Atlanta. Orlando took out Atlanta.
Give him a minute. All right, everybody, we're back. All right, let's go. Give me 1 second here. Yo.
Yo.
All right, brother. Valencia. How you doing, sis?
Oh, hell no.
I'm surprised 12 didn't stop by. 12 Ales. She's always got beef with me.
I think it's a terrorist.
She's a terrorist. She's good people. She's real good people. I'm gonna go out to New York and visit her and Twin one day. We need to start doing little meetups. We need to do that one day.
We want to do the 4 corners.
We should. I'm down. So let's see.
We all going to stream in the 4 corners at one time.
That'd be nice. One lesson you learned in life that you keep with you today.
If you're not there, your name can't be called.
Don't miss the boat.
This is why this lesson is so relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many times we witness things. Fuck it. Shannon Sharp. If he wasn't fucking there, your name can be called. Nice and easy. 1 and 2. Boom, boom.
There's 2 sides, exactly. There's the good side of that, and there's the bad side of, there's the duality of that statement, right? If you aren't associating with fuckery, your name won't be called out for fuckery. If you are ready and prepared and there and present for something good to elevate and help you succeed, and they call your name, be present.
Be present. Don't let your name be called and fucker it out. This is simple.
Mm-hmm. Mind the business that pays you. Mind the business that minds you. Good words.
Who that? Messi?
Valencia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good point. All right. One piece of advice for young men and young women. Life. The babies.
Young men, stay vigilant. have purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
The things you want to accomplish, go accomplish them. Do not let these things that sound cool deter you
Mm-hmm.
from being successful, because you have it inside of you, just like I had it inside of me. And when I realized I destroyed a lot of things in my life, I had to go get a DoD contract. I had to go course correct my life. Don't get down that path so long, so far that you have to do course correction. Just do it from day one. Yeah. Young ladies,
Mm-hmm.
modesty and kindness will take you to the universe. I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
It's not a man on a planet that would not die for you. Brothers, fathers, strangers, cousins, they would die for you with your modesty and your kindness and your compassion.
That is big facts. That is big facts. Big facts. Take heed to the words, young ladies and gentlemen. And lastly, something that is a major, I didn't put this one in the list, but I do have a 12th one for you. But this is a major piece. It's kind of a serious note for us men.
Go crazy, bro. Go crazy.
Last night, I was listening to Bronzebird's panel, and he had one of those nice open panels where just everybody was on there. Some fuckery, some fun, some grounding. There was a gentleman on there who was, I believe, in recovery. He had just come out of prostate surgery. 10 years, the man didn't worry about his health. 10 years ago, he could have been saved from the threat of cancer. A friend of mine just recently passed away this year. Again, a man who declined proper health care. Salute and RIP. We miss you, bro.
RCP.
Mm-hmm. So health, particularly men's health, us. Do you maintain yours and, take care of the things that need to be taken care of? You have a daughter. There's all kinds of things to consider there, right? And do you believe it needs to be more at the forefront for us men?
This is deep. This is a deep question.
It's a tough one. I was never expecting to have a moment like that on Bronze's panel, but being a public forum, it only makes sense that individuals would stop by and express themselves. And I had to stop for a minute and think back on that again, because I do talk about it a lot here. Mental health for men and our mental health as humans, and as well as our health in general, especially the men, especially this year because it's so close to home.
I do.
Yes. Salute.
I do need to do better.
Same. I can. Definitely.
I could do better.
Mm-hmm.
Is things that I need to be taken care of? Yes. As to where, let's say I walk down the stairs, fall and break my fucking neck, right?
Yeah.
And everything
God forbid. But
yeah. God forbid. Yeah. Right. But yes, everything is square, right?
Yes.
But in the name of health, I could do a better job. Right? Like in, let's say, just the normal everyday today basis.
Yes.
My sleep is fucked up. So I think I need to go back to talk to the doctor or the counselor to see if I could get my sleep regimen a little bit more locked in. Right?
Yes.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
Yes.
I need to probably lock in on heavier.
Yes.
But I've been doing this for fucking almost 20 years, though.
Mm-hmm.
So not sleeping is normal. Like just
that push of those habits that shorten our lifespans. And there's that again, right? The man being a man, stepping up, doing what you have to do, busting your ass. If it's busting your ass if you're laying the pipe, or busting your ass if you're actually laying pipe for the city. but we sacrifice those pieces of ourselves, right? We sacrifice that, and we sacrifice our health while we're on the grind for the man. Yeah, it's important. It's very, very important. And I'm not by any means a pinnacle of health. I've lost 30 pounds and I've changed my diet, and I've talked about that over and over again. And I'm active, and I'm out here doing my damn thing to stay active and getting more ripped and toned, and it feels good. It feels good to be healthy, but there are still so many things. My sleep is a hot mess. Shit. And then your mind plays a part in that too. And no one is exempt from their minds working against them. No one's exempt from anxieties or stressors or the things that we go through as humans, right?
Right.
Man, that shit will wreck you. That shit will have you up all night. You won't eat. Your mind.
You pretty much got to take medicine. You pretty much got to take medicines.
A little smoke.
You pretty much got to take you got to take dope.
Right.
To calm down the brain.
Yeah,
so
there we go. 4.5 to 5 if I'm lucky. There it goes. Right there. Trying to shut your brain off, bro. My brain goes wild.
Blink my body out of my sleep sometimes. I be sleeping. I jump out of my sleep.
Yep. Just recently I've had some sleep that's starting to normalize. And then I realize that there's a lot of things going on that are helping that. But yes, it's just the unsettled nature of rest. Of just trying to rest and refresh yourself.
I am say fuck. Yeah, that's my schedule too.
Chelsea says, I seen a quote that went through all of these health facts for adults, and at the end it said it's not getting old, it's neglect. You are absolutely correct. It is the neglect and stress as well, Chelsea. Stress is a major killer. Stress causes the hypertension and the anxiety that can work on the heart and your circulatory system. Can't cut my mind off. There we go. I haven't slept good in 30 years. I'd probably say 20, 30 years.
I think Chelsea want to put me to sleep.
No, Chelsea's out here not neglecting her mental, physical, or spiritual health. So you might want to get with that healthy girl. She gonna
shine on sharp me. So
she gonna shine on sharp for you.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, brother. Here's what we got. We got Mr. Holloman. Let me do a quick thing here. I'm always going to shout out the content creators that I highlight on my channel. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are so interested in celebrating a little bit of knowledge with Austin, feel free to check him out. He is a male-centric channel. Most of his content is centered around travel. Men who travel, passport bros, so to speak, to coin a phrase. But if you are a young buck out there and you are looking for a little bit of a different perspective on the globe, go check out your boy, Austin. All right. My flowers have been thrown to the young gentleman. Fair use on this. What I did is I just captured his video separate. One moment.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me spread this stuff away. But yeah, run a video.
All right.
I'm going to be listening. Just run a video.
Take your time. Take your time. All right, Trin's going to be joining us here back shortly. In the meantime, we're going to run this. What we are looking at is the end of culture as we see it around the world. How America is corrupting every society is the title of this one. And, I have to agree initially with the young brother Austin, because what we export from America is not the greatest of cultural behaviors. Let's just be honest. And he's going to frame it as such and what he's seen in his travels. And he's also going to look at this from A, a man point of view, and B, he's also going to be approaching it from the perspective of dating.
5 years max.
So, let's go.
5 years max before the African artists are on the same bullshit. You already see that they have the reality shows that they're picking up the same things. And I brought this up 2 years ago when I was in Ghana, that I noticed, there's more than I thought it would be. Dudes trying to holler at me, winking their eye, and they tried to say it was a cultural thing.
And I just want to say fair use again. Go check out Austin's page. It's Austin Holloman on YouTube. All right, y'all. Where did the video go?
I give it 5 years max.
Let's go.
5 years max before the African artists are on the same bullshit. You already see that they have the reality shows, that they're picking up the same things. And I brought this up 2 years ago when I was in Ghana, that I noticed, there's more than I thought it would be. You know, dudes trying to holler at me, winking their eye, and they tried to say it was a cultural thing. I call bullshit on that. I think it's exactly what the hell it looked like. How is the West spreading degeneracy? Across
There we
the
go.
world?
You
You guys
again,
are
fair
very
use,
well
fair use.
aware of this, but maybe you have not done your research or dug as deep into it as I have, and actually been around the world like I have to verify this. And I can tell you that there is a great reason why places like Iran and the other places in the Middle East, countries in the Middle East, or even places like North Korea and China, don't allow Western media and ideologies to enter their country because it's a virus. And if you guys have been to Africa, you guys are very well aware that this virus is, for some reason, it's wanted in Africa. Now, that may not be the entire population, but if you talk to the youth, especially young women, you will understand and be aware that degeneracy is wanted. And and we're going to break that down today. I'm Austin Holloman. I live here in Nairobi, Kenya. Now, let's describe.
All right. And to those out there who have followed Austin for the past few years, he has evolved. And he's definitely improved his approach on a lot of things in his perspectives. Pardon me. But yes, his Discord channel his Discord server has evolved over the years. It's a very, very good resource for gentlemen to go to and to seek out everything from different languages and learning to speak different languages to job resources. There's a lot there, and it's a community. So a lot of it is networking and free of charge and people willing to work with you. So there's a lot that has a lot circulating around Austin and his brand that is very beneficial. I'm not plugging anything. I'm simply saying that as individuals, you should go seek knowledge from wherever, take a little bit of it, and then move forward with your life. Rican's agreeing with Hiram, and then also Muslim countries like the UAE. Absolutely, yeah. Muslim countries like the UAE are intolerant of the debaucherous exports from America. Trin's back. What's up, brother? So one thing to mention. When I was down in St. Lucia for Carnival is always a good time, right? They're gonna free up. They're gonna free up. They're gonna free up all the things, right? They're gonna have fun. They're gonna let loose. But when the fuckery is outside of Carnival and the behaviors and approaches and conversation between men and women start to break down, you actually realize that it is just Western behaviors, man. And I went mostly by myself, and then my cousin and I joined up, but I went as an observer, because when you're down low by yourself, when you're on the low key by yourself, when you're on low key by yourself and you're just, moving and shaking by yourself and you're just in the cut, and I had my camera and I'm just taking pictures and I'm enjoying my time. You see your people watching. You're watching the people do their thing, man. And the behaviors and just the way they talking to one another, and you can tell the energy is
different.
It ain't the same. It ain't the same.
It ain't the same. It's not. It is not.
And so our brother Austin's going to talk about this. Let's listen to the young buck talk.
Degeneracy is not about race, but it's a cultural decay. The breakdown of morals, the destruction of family structures, the rise of sexual confusion, hypermaterialism, and a loss of purpose, which is basically a textbook definition of 2025 United States, or even we could say is 2015 onward. The United States has fit that exact description. And I have data to support every claim that I'm going to go over. This first part, you guys already know majority of it, but you'll be more interested. I'm just giving some context before I get to how this is in places like Africa, Latin.
And the context is good for those of you who are out there listening. It's always good to have context, some numbers, some analysis, and some proof of what you're saying.
Latin America,
which Austin
and
does.
Some parts of Asia. Asia doesn't seem to be with the bullshit on these type of ideas, but everywhere else, yeah, and it's usually fueled by corruption and foreign aid. Now, in the United States, 41% of all births today are to unmarried women, as you guys know. Marriage rates have collapsed by 60% since 1970, and this is according to the U.S. Census Bureau. This is basically a building block of society, the family, which is no longer accepted in the West. Everything is hyper individualistic, and they hate men. And they hate
facts. And he's going to talk about examples of the hatred toward men, but not only that, shout out to the MSGs, but not only that, but the fact that it is a sowing of division and emasculation of men and fathers. And yeah, exactly, men and fathers. He'll talk more about it as well.
Dog, we watched the Democratic Party go to Africa and tell Africa how to behave in their own country. African countries, I get it, Africa is a continent. Relax.
Yeah.
They was telling people that they need to absorb LGBTQG ideology into their fucking rhetoric.
The young bull will talk about that as well.
Absolutely. You watch your fucking...
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. That was part of the agenda that they were going to hold sanctions against the nations regarding.
If you don't adopt LGBTQ, then what? You're gonna put bombs in my fucking bedroom?
Facts. You're gonna strip my people food from my people's mouths, resources from my people's mouths because we won't adopt your mental health issues?
Imagine y'all wasn't there in the first place. Imagine y'all wasn't there in the first place. Okay, you're here. But now you want to tell...
Yes, the colonization. Yes, absolutely. Colonization. Yep. That's exactly it. Yep.
Dude, if you guys pay attention to Western society, they do everything to separate everybody. And we'll get into why that is. How is the West spreading degeneracy around the world? Number one way of doing it, which has always been the number one way of doing anything when getting ideologies around the world, is through media and entertainment. Some people don't understand, like movies like Baby Boy, these stupid reality shows where these women are disrespecting men, fighting men. Those are actually very subtle ways that they are getting people to become separated and spread degeneracy. Because, for example, and I don't know, there was a reason why men were usually in charge of things before, worldwide. And I'm not saying that to be that women should not be allowed to do certain things.
Shout out MSGs.
I'm just saying that there was a reason for those things. Young women watch Netflix, Hollywood movies, listen to music And they don't just listen to it and they're not just entertained by it. They actually start to believe those things. Okay, young women will watch reality shows and think that their relationship should be like this shit that they see on TV. And I'm watching this shit and I'm like, I would never let a woman talk to me like that. I would never let a woman do this. It's actually, it gives me a heartache. It gives me a heartache. It gives me a headache. It stresses me out to watch movies, especially Black American drama movies and reality shows.
Right.
Those type of things I find stressful. I'm at such a point of peace in my life that whenever I have women that come over and I'm like, yeah, I would just try to see what do they find entertaining. What do they find entertaining? Let's see. They turn on something where people are just arguing and it's drama and it's giving me a fucking headache to watch this. That is one way that degeneracy is being spread. It usually glorifies promiscuity, drugs, violence, and greed and materialism, as I said before. A University of Ottawa study in 2020 found that 90% of the top 100 songs contain references to sex, drugs, violence, and materialism. And I'm going to tell you this, they may not be doing this in Afro beats or African TV shows. I think in the TV, because they have these stupid reality shows that are just like the American ones. They may not be doing it yet, but at some point, this Afro beats is going to go from being this positive, happy, you guys have seen the Afro beat. Look at the music videos in Afro beats and look at the American music videos. You got children running through the graveyard. Everybody looks sad or on drugs. Or it's just some negative shit that you see in the American music videos. And you watch the Afro beat music videos and everybody's having a good, it seems to be like a perfect life that they're living. And it uplifts your mood to watch that kind of stuff and listen to that kind of stuff. Rather than listen to somebody talk about using men or abusing women or killing people.
Facts. And there's a lot of that. I was on the way to my homeboy's house tonight. My homeboy grew some fresh sprouts. I had some fresh sprouts delivered to me today. I went and picked up my order, but rather they're absolutely delicious. Had some in a salad. Just wanted to plug my homeboy. Grow your own vegetables, people. But anyway, I was driving and I was listening to my fucking playlist. And I'm like, these niggas mad. Like, I'm not even in this frame of mind right now. Like, I need to listen to some classical music or something to cleanse my palate. Like, God, these niggas is mad. Like, what? Like, I was listening to this shit on a regular basis. Like, I can't, man. Like, they, like, rap has gone down the gutter.
Yeah.
Down the gutter, bro. God.
That's what you listen to in American music. It's not gonna be that. I give it 5 years max. 5 years max. Before the African artists are on the same bullshit. You already see that they have the reality shows that they're picking up the same things and the same thing in Latin America. Well, they do that in Latin America as well already when it comes to music. In 2023, Parents Television Council reported that sexual content in children's shows increased by 28% in the past 5 years, meaning that even children's content is now infused with adult themes. And you guys, I cannot tell you, even when I was a child, when I was like 8, I found it super annoying that there was always a sex scene in every fucking movie. Every fucking TV show, there was a sex scene.
Well, really only the good ones. No, I'm joking. But yeah, he's right though, because even in like but even in like a lot of I mean, let's not talk about Japan because Japan's their own demon. But even in like a lot of the cartoons and animations, especially like Warner Brothers stuff and like Super Friends stuff, and like there was always like some kind of like innuendo. You'd catch it, but yeah, adult movies and shit, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, brother, you about to cut short tonight?
Yeah, G. Yeah, that's a lot.
So let's close it out. Close it out for me. I'm gonna go on and continue with the react here, but The interview was an
He's smoking.
absolute pleasure, man. We smoked this tonight. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I gotta just.
Yeah, we got life. You got things to handle. This is what it's all about. Honestly, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for sharing time tonight with CIP, with Culture Invasion, with being here tonight and offering your perspectives and mentals on all this, man.
Any time, though. Any time. Real talk. Anytime.
Yeah, man.
Anytime. He's smoking. He's smoking Joe. He on it. He's on beat. He is. He's on beat.
Yeah, he is. And he's got a little bit more to go on this. Rican, you want to step up? Come on up, man. I just dropped the link for Rican only. If you want to come on up. And we'll chop it up as well. But Trin, brother, when you going live again?
Shoot Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out right now. Next I want to shoot with Roddy again. So
nice.
Gotta see what Roddy got going on.
Yeah, man. And I want the OG to get over here on an interview himself. I'm gonna put him through the gauntlet. Man, it'll be fun, man. Two OGs and get that.
It's gonna be wilder than wild.
Yeah, man. Get that OG logic. See what that man's got to say, because he don't ever hold back.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. It's gonna be wild, but
he don't never hold back.
No.
All right,
but
bro.
When my ball sack got the hair on it the first time, you about to hear all. It's gonna be.
He's gonna tell every detail
across the board. But G, I got you. You already know that. My life is life.
Greatly appreciate you, man. Take care of home.
You know it's a love thing from FDNHT. From me to you personally. Trin to CIP. It's a love thing, G. Whenever. Yeah.
We got it. We got this village locked down.
Absolutely, my man.
All right, man. Have a good evening. Peace, blessings to you and the family, man. Peace, peace.
One love.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Trin from FDNHT. I'm going to go on and put the link in the description. Most of you out here are family. You are either an invader, a villager, a bestie, or someone from the squad. All right. And then, of course, the random family from around the community and YouTube. But please subscribe to FDNHT if you have not done already. Welcoming. Coffee, cough. What's good, buddy? What's good, my brother?
Good. The only way I get invited now is being a substitute. It's all right, though. I still love you. Still love you like it.
You're just a substitute. That's all it is. How you been, man? How you been?
Chilling, man. I've been chilling, just trying to survive.
Yeah.
The trade wars and everything else.
Yes, the tariffs.
Yeah.
They place tariffs on your channel yet? They placing tariffs on everyone's channels. Everyone's channels needs donations. Go check out Rican Muslim.
Man, times are rough, man. Right now, times are rough.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Times are rough. But it's been, something that I've been saying. I think we've been saying for a long time. What is saying that, it's just a bunch of just degeneracy, and having daughters. It's like,
yes,
you can't say it's like, just watch what you're listening to, and yes. It's like, but I just like it. I'm like, you just don't understand what you're putting in your head, and a lot of them just don't care. Nobody cares. You say those things, you're being a phobia, and it's like, look, Chinese philosophers thousands of years ago spoke about this.
Yes,
Candace Owens been talking about it.
Yep.
Heck, even the Quran talks about it. Guard your mind. Guard your mind. Those waves, those things. The CIA wrote an entire paper about this. The CIA. And it's real. Especially when if the CIA is putting money on it, better believe, because they want to use it. And it's scary.
Yep.
It's scary.
Yep.
And
And then you look at the large enterprises and big contributors to political parties that are behind a lot of the investment in spreading these messages to other countries. It's a psyop. It
oh
is
yeah,
a
it is.
literal psyop.
The group that starts with a Z that we can't really say out loud because they control the media, the Kron, because now we gotta say certain corn industry.
Yes.
They
Corn
push it
industry.
out. They
Yep.
push it out. Their CEOs on there.
Yep.
They also heavily invested in our politics. They're not
Yep.
allowed to be put in as a foreign pack. We gotta skirt around. We gotta say things around the corners. We can't use free speech. Think about it, guys. Just think about it. Think about
Yep.
it. We have to say these words, and they're the ones that are pushing what this man's talking about.
Yep.
Heavy, putting their entire money, billions, trillions. Actually, now I think that the music industry is $1 trillion business.
$1 trillion industry.
It's worth
Yeah.
more than Elon Musk. It's worth more than Amazon put together. Both of them put together.
And you think about the large stakeholders in those industries, and they're absolutely putting their money behind these things, behind these movements, behind this kind of agenda.
And it should scare us. But
it should be something of concern.
Some alarms should be.
Alarm bells should be ringing.
But nobody seems to care. It's scary. And nobody seems to care.
Let's let him cook a little bit longer and stop me when you want.
It got annoying because number one, it makes it awkward. You know, especially if you're watching a movie with your friends. If I'm watching a movie with my homeboys, it makes it awkward. It just makes it awkward in general. I don't think it's very necessary for every movie, every TV show to have a sex scene. Do your research on this. Did you know that at one point, degeneracy was illegal in American media? You could not show violence and sex in movies. Then this was like in the 30s, and they switched it.
Yep.
And there's a group of people behind that. I'm not going to say anything too deep into that. Maybe one day I will. Mm-hmm. But for those that know, they know. Do your research.
I already said
who's fueling degeneracy.
It's all about
around the world.
Those that knows, they know.
Now, another way that they project this, that they project these ideologies around the world, and I'm speaking in specific in America, is through NGOs and foreign aid. The reason why these ideas can pick up a lot faster is because in Africa
Trin
Africa needs foreign aid. There's no disputing that. That's why South Africa is having tensions with Trump.
They don't actually. That's a lie.
It is, it's government mismanagement. But yes.
Well, not even that. Ibrahim Trudeau he showed it. It is not. He's a brand new. He actually took over his country and kicked the French out, kicked the West, and said, "Oh, we're not giving you any more aid." He said, "Fine, don't give me any more aid. In fact, I don't want your aid. I don't want your embassies." And what he did was, he doesn't pay himself anything. He says, "What do we have?" He paid off all his debt, kicked everybody, all the people they're doing. He says, "Okay, what do we own?" He says, "Hey, you guys want this that we have? All the resources." I'm like, "Well, now if you want it," they're like, "Well, we need that because everybody needs the resource in Africa." They're like, "Okay, now you're gonna pay us what we need." And you know what? The West is like, either you could, try war, making everybody know what you really think, and now his government is actually zero debt. It's the only country in Africa that has zero debt.
And this is which country? This is Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. It's in Africa. I made a whole bunch of videos about him on my channel.
Okay.
You guys, I'll send you some links so you could actually start on the next one. Show up on your live. I'll send you some links on it. It's amazing what he's doing, and other countries are following suit, kicking the West out, and he's starting a fire. He's been they've already tried to assassinate him 37 times. The West did. And it's not working because the youth are actually empowering him. The youth are like becoming a shield for him. The youth are like, they got jobs, things that they want, education. He's focusing on those things. Weird, huh? Make sure they don't have to pay for education. They have all the widows of past wars is giving them all free housing and all. Okay, what do you need? Do you want education? Do you want a job, or do you need something else? And they got the choice. Every single widow got the choice.
And putting them in the position.
Yes.
Do you is it the Rican too?
Yeah, Rican Muslim too.
Perfect. I just wanted to drop it in the chat.
But I'll send you some links on him. It's amazing what's happening in Africa. There, he already started a coalition. There's 3 other countries, and a lot of even South Africa. They wanted to become president. He's doing the same thing. People are like, no, you better give that land back to the whites. And he's like, this is literally our land. This was never their land. And of course, Trump was like, what? We own Africa. We own you guys. And he's like, come get me. Come at me.
Right. All right, everybody. I dropped the Rican Muslim 2 in the chat. Go subscribe to my homeboy.
Like to say that they didn't invest. They didn't get a lot of investment from the Chinese. I mean, they're still getting foreign aid. So when somebody is your bread and butter and you're depending on them for everything, of course you will do what they say. Of course the politicians will allow certain ideologies to be spread. Now, one place that this was not really going to happen at was Uganda. And when the United States tried to put the LGBT ideology in Uganda, I remember I was actually in Kampala and I passed by the U.S. Embassy and they had an LGBT flag. By the way, let me clarify this. I am not anti-gay. These are just observations and this is just my analysis. I don't
Fair use and culture invasion shares the same.
I don't want people to try to come at me saying I'm spilling anti-gay propaganda. I'm not. I'm just telling you guys what I see. Anyway, they had a gay flag above the embassy. I guess saying that, hey, here on this land and this embassy, this is what we represent. We don't care about what the administration in Uganda is doing. That's basically what I got from seeing that flag there. The West ties human rights to foreign aid, using money as a weapon to force cultural change in other nations. This is why Uganda was sanctioned. Because, you don't want to allow gay propaganda or you don't want to allow gay rights, human rights, we're going to sanction you. Everybody else cannot trade with them. And eventually, some countries will just conform to that. Luckily, Uganda has enough arable land to feed the entire continent. So I guess in that case, they don't. We'll get into that another time. In 2016, the U.S. State Department.
Yeah, it's a whole rabbit hole in of itself. You started down it, but you were absolutely correct, right? He's validating. I mean, the evidence is right here in front of all of us.
And let's be serious about it. The CIA has put all those leaders that we know are garbage. The CIA puts them there,
right?
And on there. So when they get kicked out, we have a person like this going, "This is technically our country. We are a nation. We can do." And something like 87% of all Uganda voted, and they said, we don't want HDTV.
So we don't want the interference.
So they vote. Uganda voted. Uganda people,
the people,
women, men, they voted, and they said we don't want HDTV. And then the U.S. said, "Oh, we know better than you." Yes.
Colonization, like I was telling Trin.
Because they believe
forced colonization.
They believe that they're better. Like the U.S. believes Africans, all brown people and black people are beneath them, and they need to teach them how to be better people.
Admitted that they tied LGBT rights compliance to foreign aid in Africa. And that's from the U.S. Department of State Global Equality Fund briefing. And Ugandan.
You have to listen to what that's from. Cultural Fund briefing. They are working on DEI. This is BlackRock bullshit.
And who are the people that sit on those boards? Starts with a Z, and they want us to go to war with you know who and everybody else for them. Just saying.
Nigeria, like I said before, will both threaten with cuts in U.S. and EU aid if they didn't change their family laws.
12 Ales. Boo. Good point, though, sis. You're absolutely right. They do define them as uncivilized, but boo to you, boo. No, I'm just joking. How you doing, sis? How you doing tonight?
I like how it's a reshaping of words.
It is.
We no longer call them savages, uncivilized.
Exactly. It's a tweaking of words, and that's words are very, very powerful. I've said it over and over and over again. Words are very powerful, and we misuse the words and we manipulate the words, and people just kind of ride it. Let's see. Chelsea says they did the same with the Indians in schools, and they created to civilize. Yep. Absolutely. The natives of the United States, or the natives of America, North America.
The same thing with Puerto Rico. The same thing with all the islands.
Oh yeah, Puerto Rico.
The eugenics. Yeah.
Now, I was surprised to see in Kenya that they stop it where if a woman divorces you, she takes half of your stuff. Recently, I think that was last year, they pretty much put an end to that stuff happening here. And I say that's surprising because Kenya is very liberal for an African nation. If you guys have been to Kenya, in 2023, I think I've seen one clearly obvious visual homosexual male in Kenya. I seen one in the entire 4 months I was here in 2023. Now I see at least 4 or 5 a day. Okay, no problem with that. I don't care. I'm just giving you an observation. I don't care.
It's an observation.
I know these people. Okay,
of change.
They know that I don't hate them. Okay, it's a damn shame that I had to clarify this that many times, but I'm going to do that because I know how y'all are. Traditional nations are pressured to abandon their values for money, as I'm saying before.
I know how you are.
Now, tech and social media. And let me tell you guys another story. I remember one time I had a chick over here, and I was like, "Yeah, just put something on TV." So she puts on this South African reality show that damn near made me want to commit suicide watching it. And the women were referring to the men as bro. I've told this story before. They were referring to the men as bro, and that was really stressing me out because if you guys have watched me for a while, you know I hate it when women call me bro because that's something a man would call me. For the women that don't understand why that's an issue. What if I refer to you like, oh, bitch, what's happening? Girl, this girl, like, would that be attractive to you? No. The same reason you calling me bro or nigga is not attractive to me. Okay? I told her to turn on something and they were calling the men bro, and I was like, oh, I hate this stuff. That's what those American chicks were doing a lot there. I hate it. I hate it when not the fact that they're American. I hate it when anybody calls me bro that's a female. And her response was, just say you can't afford them. And I was like, yeah, this girl's a fucking idiot. So that was the last time I saw her, because if that's the most.
Yeah, that's completely illogical. There is no correlation between being able to court a woman efficiently or to her liking in order for you to accomplish whatever your goal is, and her calling you dude or bro. Like, first of all, that's very masculine behavior and frame. That's not cool. I'm not going to subscribe to that. Like, we can have our own personal lingo and we can have our own cutesy talk that we have between us, me and my lady. That's one thing. But to be on some dude, hey, yo, bro, nah.
Tell me, you like it's almost like.
And that was the last time I seen her. Yeah, and that was the last time I saw her.
So the mentality for them is the higher they are in status, and I guess the higher they are in whatever metrics is, the more unrefined they are when they speak. Yes. Is that?
Yes. The more hood you are, and the more unrefined you are as a woman, equates to your status. And if a man rejects the way in your manners, then he is beneath you in status. Yes, correct.
And they keep asking me, why am I single? They keep asking me, why am I single?
Hiram said it all right there in 2 words. It's weird. There we go. It's weird.
And that's like, why are you gonna start dating? When you start seeing, I'm like, who? What? that.
And then Chelsea followed up with and that was the last time I saw her. Facts. Yeah, she's like, that was his version of bye, Felicia.
That you have for me not wanting to be called bro. Your thinking is very flawed. And yeah, we won't get along very well. Basically, is pretty much what I can get out of that. I remember one time I know this girl that works for the UN. She's not Kenyan, and we got along very well. No real class and ideologies. And then I was walking through the mall and I seen her with a rainbow flag on her shirt, and I'm like, oh, she works for the UN.
It's a red flag. And
I'm like, oh, okay. Yes, in about 5 more years, we'll be living in America here, it seems. I understand that East Africa has been homophobic before, but it doesn't just stop there. Because what happened in the United States was, hey, rightfully so, gay people have been abused all throughout history. But they gave them protection through rights, etc. And it went to, okay, now we're equal. And now it's more so of, you need to be gay. You need to become gay. That's where that goes. It doesn't just stop at rights. White people can make the same argument whenever they say that the civil rights went from blacks and everybody or minorities could be equal to now you deserve more than the white man does. White people can make that same argument to give it perspective. And I would agree that yes, they are in the United States, they are trying to make it where minorities do have more rights than whites. Don't really give a damn. I don't even live there. I'm just telling you guys an observation.
Yeah, he's giving an observation. And Hiram, you know what, brother, I agree. And it's a harsh statement to make, that statement. But I agree with you 100%. There is an evolutionary path that we as humans, we went from down here at the bottom to breaking rocks and making fire for the first time, chiseling out a wheel and making fire for the first time. And we hit this pinnacle and we hit this Bronze Age and we hit this, all these different ages of industry and ages of manufacturing, and we fucking plateaued. And that's it. Straight fucking line. Other than a few scientists among us that created shit during World War II that we are now repurposing as Starlink and cell phones and cellular satellites. And this is just a repurposing of the old fucking Motorola StarTAC big brick phones. That's all the fuck it is. It's in space. People don't even understand that. The shuttles and everything that we're sending up are old technology redone. Nothing fucking new, barely. We have fucking plateaued. We have fucking plateaued as a civilization. We don't interact any better. We don't evolve any better as individuals. We haven't done anything. Who is the last motherfucker to win a Nobel Peace Prize? Barely.
Obama?
Like barely.
A war criminal.
All of them fucking war criminals recently. It's really sad. It's really sad. And that's my adding to your statement, Hiram. And then of course that's just the views of culture invasion. But I have this very hard line view that humanity has refused to evolve anymore. And it's because of the laziness, privilege, and modernity. It's because we have all the things to allow us to be lazy. We haven't even reached the next point of intellect yet. We're just like, we're happy a fucking washer machine washes our clothes for us and we don't got to do it by hand. Like,
well, and what was the purpose? Like, whatever you could see, even in they as things were doing, you could say they were either they believe in multiple gods or in one God. There was a purpose behind it, though. Like,
right.
Even in the first caliphate, as they were, learning, because they wanted to get closer to an understanding of their creator, so they went into math and learning. So there was a purpose, and the purpose was something greater. And then it got to a point where everything got switched by somebody saying, oh, why the purpose then should be comfort. Instead of doing things to have more free time so we can evolve and learn and grow, it was used for what? What was it used for? Very simply, it was to extract, because the one thing is it's wealth and money and control.
Yes.
And that's when the switch came.
Now,
absolutely.
Tech and social. Now, I will say this though. Luckily, here in Kenya, I don't ever feel that anything is being pushed upon me to be forced to be a certain way, referring to the rainbow. I don't feel that I'm being forced to do anything.
Yet.
It's just there. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I have heard,
Yeah,
this is a conspiracy, that there are people that are paying people to do these things. I don't know how true that is, but somebody can verify that in the comments. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in any of the comments. Tech and social media giants like Facebook and Twitter, or X now, export degeneracy faster than an army ever could. Yes, overnight, shit can change. For example, TikTok promotes sexual content twice as much as they do any other content. Look it up. Pornhub's 2022 report showed massive surge.
I just did a show about this is 2025. I did the 2024 recap of what your children were looking up on Pornhub on one of my episodes. So go back in January and go check those out, y'all. He's absolutely right. I'm gonna let him cook.
From Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. Notice how they say Southeast Asia. It's not really happening in China or West. It's damn sure not happening in West Asia, which is basically the Middle East. TikTok's out. I just said.
Nope.
I'm going back to this comment. Hiram put this in the comment a couple hours ago, or an hour or so ago. It may need to implode in order to rebuild it. That kind of is a societal cycle, and we've seen it before. And people don't like to talk about it because people don't like to use history. And this is what Trin and I talked about earlier. People don't like to observe history as what it is, something to be studied and understood so we don't repeat the same mistakes again as a society, and we evolve from this point to a new point, building on that. We've ignored this. We've ignored our past. We've ignored our history. People literally in my chat said, when I was talking about philosophy, and I was talking about the fact that people don't care, the first in the series for Homo Ludens, the prelude, somebody actually said in the comments that don't nobody want to study nothing that them people 100 years ago was studying. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Because humans have not evolved. Our behaviors, all the shit they were doing 100 years ago, all they were doing is finding fire, keeping safe and shelter, finding water, fucking, and having kids. That's why you're here, dumbass. Not y'all, but y'all. You know who I'm talking to. That's why you're here, dumbass. Because your people before you, fire, water, fucked. They didn't evolve. They weren't launching space shuttles. They weren't designing computers. Your people did fucking nothing. So understand, we're not seeing humans do anything different. Your families have people's families, and this is not y'all, but y'all know who I'm talking about, and y'all know that you have shit people in your families that here in the audience. We know this. We know we have people who are full of sloth, who don't do shit, who are not industrious, who are not members of the hive of society. It is what it is. We see this.
Comfort.
It's comfort and privilege. And
what does that mean?
Comfort and privilege collapse societies.
What is that old Roman saying? Give them
bread and circus.
And you have
bread and circus. Give them bread and circus. Y'all want gas prices. Y'all want eggs. That's what you're hyper fucking focused on, you fucking idiots. Everybody's fucking hyper focused on this media points. And then the circus, you want circus? You got Shannon Sharp. You want circus? You got Luigi. You want circus? You got the little kid that has cancer. That's circus. Along with it, you get your low gas prices and your eggs. Shut the fuck up, Americans. This is the country you deserve because we voted for this. We voted for this shit.
Yes.
Not me.
I
Not
did.
me
Yeah,
personally. Y'all know I voted off the ballot, but I already told y'all what I voted.
yeah. I don't believe in voting for lesser of evils. I'm like, we
Nah,
need to
fuck
vote.
that.
I'm a disabled veteran. I vote for whatever I want. What you talking about? I brought
Derek
my
Gaines, what's good, bro? Good to see you here. Squad, bestie, and invader. You are an invader, Derek. Get used to it. 12, what's the hive of society? So the hive of society are those of us who are industrious, those of us who work, those of us who actually engage with our fellow man and help those who are not able to help themselves, those of us who give a little bit more of ourselves than the average individual and volunteer. We're the ones, the construction workers, the military workers, the infrastructure, our first responders, the hive of society, the ones that move and shake, and the good individuals that do good work, that are the kind, caring individuals in life, the ones who are concerned with one another's welfare. That is the hive of society. The individuals who leech off of that and scam off of that are not to be regarded in any way. They're not to be forgiven. They're not to be regarded. That's the hive of society, sis.
That, and it promotes that
All right, let's
sexualized
get back
content
to
to teenagers. Even villages without clean water, that this is something that you really need to pay attention to. Even people that don't have electricity and clean water, as long as they have access to the internet, they can pick up these ideologies, which means they can corrupt the entire nation. That means whenever you drive from Nairobi to Mombasa and you cross all those villages along the way where people don't even brush their teeth, or they don't have clean water, it's too much fluoride in the water or something like that. Those people can literally become westernized, and they can't even afford
overnight. The last remaining village in the Amazon, the youth, wasn't this last year or the year before? One of the youth of the tribe left the tribe, came back with Starlink, and then everybody in the tribe was watching porn. The last remaining tribe, maybe 20, 30 years ago or whatever, or they're like one of the last ones. They're like one of these remote tribes in the Brazilian rainforest. Yeah, they're all ruined by porn now. Literally, they're all ruined by porn now. That was like the first thing. Like it was like the social media stuff, the YouTube stuff, and then it just went straight to porn. Like that was it. And there's articles about it, there's stories about it. Elon laughed about it, but it is what it is. But that is a microcosm, a civilization, a virgin civilization, for less of a better term, an untouched civilization that was completely wrecked by social media and internet and technology.
the Western lifestyle. So take that into account. That's how
Hey,
soon
Sheila.
the
How you
world
doing,
will
sis?
end. Not literally, but it's probably going to feel like it. The way I have felt about the United States, I feel like at some point, if something does not change, everywhere will be that way at some point. Now, some people are depending on Trump to change things, which he will, but he more than likely will
China
destroy
won't.
some things, and there will be a pretty big trade-off. Let's just say that. Where is this happening? I've been to all these places. I've been to Asia. I've been to every continent except Australia and Antarctica. Where is this happening? In Africa. Western governments and NGOs have tried to force the LGBTQ laws into Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, Ghana, threatening to withdraw aid if they refuse. And if you guys, I remember I brought this up. I brought this up 2 years ago when I was in Ghana, that I noticed, there's a lot. There's more than I thought it would be. You know, dudes trying to holler at me and shit, winking their eye, and they tried to say it was a cultural thing. I call bullshit on that. I think it's exactly what the hell it looked like. Okay, and
It's absolutely what it looks like. And people do that shit all the time. They gaslight when you see human behaviors. We know what human behaviors are. It is exactly what it is. People try to mask it and sugarcoat things. We need to stop that. Human behaviors are human behaviors. It just is what it is. Especially when it comes to these proclivities, we'll call them. There's another P word you can use, but I'll use proclivities.
These
Some people have horrible ways of trying to justify things. They tried to say, oh, they don't have LGBT.
And Sheila, sis, I hope you are doing well, okay? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting rest and doing what you need to take care of yourself. Definitely, sis.
They just passed a law. Motherfucker, murder is against the law and it still happens. So a law is not stopping anything.
Right.
Think about that.
Right.
So laws don't mean shit.
Because
drugs are illegal in most countries.
There's still the human
get
factor,
used
right?
And smuggled and trafficked. So that's not going to work with me.
Facts.
Okay. In 2023, as I stated before, Uganda passed an anti-homosexuality act and faced U.S. sanctions immediately after. In Latin America,
see, there we go.
A Pew Research study in 2022 found that 65% of young Latin Americans say that American movies and TV shows change how they view relationships, often clashing with their native culture, local culture. And I see this a lot.
Yeah.
That's so dumb too. For me, it's like movies have never changed my mind on anything.
No,
it's a movie. Like you have to be.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, it's like you have to be brain. I call it being blind, deaf, and stupid at the same time. For something like a movie that changed my. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like it's a movie. It's entertainment. Like people are. It's the brain rot of society.
It's a brain rot. Yeah, it's a brain rot. And if anything, the one thing, like I definitely hope that, for people that are new here, you hear it. And for those that have been here before, you've heard it before. But it's always just take the chicken off the bone. It's just a little bit of knowledge. Like if there's something that you found in a movie that you had a concept you never thought about, well, use it as that. It's not going to change your entire life. This is a concept of billions of the experiences of billions of people. And all that is a fictional fucking story. It's always fucking fiction. Just like the books, the Harlequin novels, they sit around and beat their breasts and fantasize and vibrate themselves to the everything. It's fiction, it's play, it's humans at play, it's storytelling monkey time. That's all it is.
It's like that, what is it, that Shades of Grey stuff, like
like the Shades of Grey stuff.
It's like, what are you? It's like, oh my god! It's the same people that say that religion is fake, but and they see a movie and that they like, okay, well, it's fake, but this movie definitely make me change my mind. I'm like, what are you? What are you? What are you doing?
This movie completely influenced me and changed everything that I think about life. No news. What's good, bro? Salute to you. Thanks for stopping by this evening.
It's definitely brain rot, stupidity, and brain rot.
Chelsea's talking about the kids are having to be talked to at a younger age because movies and shows give them a false perception of what friendship and relationship should be like. Absolutely. And let's not get into if they get exposed to the corn. The corn will mess them up. They have no idea of what to expect from that facet of relationships.
The parents are not doing their part. Like my oldest daughter, she has a very good friend. I know her father, an ex-military guy, and I make sure that they spend time together, learn about relationship. It's a good friendship, so that a friendship could actually mature. We take them to places that are good. Last weekend, we went to pet goats and walk around a farm and pick up bones and be around animals. It's like, it's about, I don't care about my me time. I don't have me time. I'm a parent.
Right.
And when I say that to people, especially adults, they're like, what? I need my me time. I'm like, no.
No. And see, that's Trin and I just talked about this tonight as being, and maybe it's a male perspective.
I guess so.
But let me tell you what, that's that same thing. Just like I was saying, just like if you're laying pipe with your woman or you're laying pipe for the construction company you work for, you put your fucking balls to the wall and you're all into it. So when you have a family, you're putting all of your focus and everything into the family. You're putting your focus into protection of the woman. You're putting your focus into covering those babies. You're putting your focus into educating those babies and making sure that to the best of your ability, they're going to be productive people in the hive of society.
Yeah. I tell my daughter, I love her. I tell her so much how beautiful she is, how perfect she is on it. And a regular Joe Schmo tells her that, she's gonna be like, my dad tells me that all day. Like, that's not special. That's not new. You know what?
Right.
What are you actually bringing beyond that?
She doesn't need the validation from the man in the street. She has the validation of her father.
She has all the validation in the world from me, all of it. So whenever you come to my daughter, validation is that all you got? You're not getting far. She gets all the validation and everything she wants from me. So you better. Your game's got to be up.
It has to be. You have to stay ahead of things as a parent. John, how you doing this evening, brother? It's late. We got work in the morning, but it's good to see you. 12 saying, I think public school programs and children stay in groups and not deserve to be individual. Yeah, I think group activities, it's all about the socialization. That is a major, major, major thing. A lot of individuals, even as adults, are missing key pieces of socialization and interaction and the dynamics of the Lord of the Flies. We all need to have those childhood civilizations and those dynamics of that childhood and who the rulers and princes and princesses are and who the villains are and the bullies are. And it as a young kids, it's imperative that we have that socialization and we grow those dynamics and learn how to work together so that when we get to be teenagers and adults, the debates and interactions and confrontations and peaceful existences are just better.
And it continues as adults, like what me and you are doing right now. Completely different background. We can come to agreements. We don't believe in the same things, but guess what? We can have a conversation all day, every day. We can come to agreements. We can come to disagreements, and it's fine. It is 100% fine.
In the back chat, we bust each other's balls all the time on
all
things.
The time.
Yeah. There's an ebb and flow of normal conversation. Chelsea says, that's why I told these weirdo men in TikTok lives when they asked if I had an OF. Jesus.
Ooh, exactly.
Jesus.
The more I spend time with my oldest daughter, the more there's no need for her to expose herself more and more. She dresses, she wants to be pretty, but she's not showing off everything. No, she doesn't want, because she knows, like, what would I think? What would I think if she saw that,
Right.
And that it's everything about it, not just me, her uncles. Her uncles too are in her life. I make sure that her grandparents are in her life. All of those things matter, and that is why it's so important for men. No matter how much society hates you, if you're a man, if you're a father, you do whatever it takes. No, you don't have the right to cry, whine, and complain. You just got to get it done. What's really important, and for me, that's success. My daughters is my key. What if I've been successful or not? That's it. That's my whole life. That's my whole view, my whole metric.
The metrics of investment, of your investment for life.
If that means that I never leave a one-bedroom apartment, that's fine.
And that goes back to what you said when people say, oh, I need the daddy time, I need the mommy time away, whatever, without the kids. There is none of that. Once you fucking bust that nut, once you drop that egg, your life is over. Your investment is that new life.
Yeah.
Period. And that's the way the culture invasion has always been over here. Period.
That's what me and my ex, we always, even now, when she's like, hey, I want to take something. I'm like, just leave my kids. Just tell me when. Leave my kids. Oldest, she hates it.
Kids with me and go on.
Yeah, my kids hates it. She's like, well, no, I'm sorry that you have to. I'm like, I'm not. No, I'm like, the more the merrier. She's like, and she hates that her mom talks to her like, oh, this is my time, or like, this, I've had to oh, I couldn't have fun with it. I'm like, look,
No, your
you in my
commitment,
life,
your
like,
commitment is that 18
yeah,
years when they're on their own, and then beyond that as advisory and
exactly,
mentorship and their adulthood to share those lessons and bullshit that you went through, the mistakes you made, and hope that it imbues something in them so that they
exactly,
don't make
and
those same
that's what it is. You
adults.
hope. And
Why,
I still
why
talk to
is,
I still talk to my parents. They're 70 years old. I still call them every day, and I still bring those things up because as they've matured, they have 70 years of wisdom
and
to impart in me.
even if you don't have that wisdom necessarily from them, because I know a lot of people, including myself, have these difficult
Yes,
relationships with our
but you find
with our parents. You have elders around that do the
exactly,
same, that do
exactly.
the
You find those
same.
people.
You
You find
find
those
those
people,
people.
and
Yep.
my parents are those people that those that don't have those, they gravitate to them. My mom has, she calls it her adopted grandkids and kids, which are
Yes.
the grown people who call her
Yes.
and, hey, I guess, I'm like, yeah, call me every time, let's hash this out, let's talk about this, because that's what you do as a responsible human,
Exactly.
regardless
Exactly.
of what people say. You just have to stand on your ground. And
And that goes back to the word care, and I'm hammering that word this year because those of us who truly care perform those actions. And that's why I say the majority of humanity doesn't, because we use the word to make ourselves, to validate ourselves. But it's those of us who truly care show these things, show these dimensions of our depth of character to the rest of the world.
we gotta do me and you, we gotta do it. Hey, just sit down and talk.
Just another sit and chat
Yeah,
for you and me. Yeah, we need to do that. Bronzebird, what's good, twin? What's good? Leave my twin alone. 12 Ales, leave me alone. My daughter is 32 and she still calls me to ask questions. I so look forward to her calls every day.
Yeah, I'm
Shout out,
43.
Don.
I'm 43
See,
and I still call my parents.
this is legacy. This is family. This is a unit. This is something that's been built and is functional. This is success. This is good stuff. Good stuff. I love my dad, and it was a privilege for me to take care of him during his last years. I took over the reins of taking care of him because my mom was awful to him. That is sad. But at the same time, those lessons, those times, I've spent a ton of time taking care of relatives, grandparents, parents. I also went to my dad for advice. My mom kept at a distance. Yeah. And we do have that balance as well. We have sometimes we have parents that are at a distance, and that was why I mentioned that, because I know that my relationship with my parents is strained. But they have their own place. But then I have uncles and aunts that also have their place. So there
Aunts are magic.
aunties are
magic.
Aunties are magical.
Yes.
Aunties are magical, bro.
I love my aunts.
I love my aunties.
Here in Kenya, it's not bad. It's not where
All right,
I feel like I can't deal with the women. Like, yeah, obviously, I would not live here if that was the case. Okay, my interaction with the women will determine if I want to live somewhere or not. And don't give me that bullshit that you're different. And if you're a straight man, the way how the women treat you definitely fucking matters. Okay, so don't give me that, because I know some of y'all will say something different, and it's bullshit. So anyway, you can see some Kenyan women, even Kenyan women, you can see them.
That's great.
Wanting this, like I said before, you can see them wanting this fantasy lifestyle that they seen on Instagram, and the guy should buy them a new Bugatti. It's stupid. It's really stupid, and it's disgusting. I hate Western culture.
Materialism.
I hate it. And there's some stuff that will never leave me because I am from the West. But that's why when I go places that are very westernized, I cannot do it. Now, nowhere was bad as the United States. But there's some places that are not that far off. In Asia, in Indonesia, Malaysia,
we carry our behaviors with us. And we carry our behaviors with us, and that's one of the main things. Like I'll let people know that, and this goes back to what Trin and I were talking about before, having one foot in the United States, one foot out, being of multicultural, right? Like you understand, bro. I'm speaking to the choir here. You understand that too. There is a certain behavior you have when you're overseas. You adapt the cultural behaviors. Like it just is what it is. And to see it when you see American or Western culture creeping in, that shit's jarring.
Yeah.
That shit is jarring.
I don't think anybody really likes it. Like they don't like this. Look,
it's bottom barrel behavior.
Yeah.
It's like it's lowest common. It's pop culture behavior.
And people say, "Why are you still in the West?" Like I didn't have a choice in this matter. Like
no, I didn't.
If we had freedom of movement, I would have bounced a long time ago. You know, plus now I have kids, my ex, you know, so, you know, I have responsibilities as well on top of that, you know, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight, y'all. One of our biggest exports is debauchery, and that's the direction that Austin's coming from here. All right, y'all, fair use. We got about
reject the UN
10 minutes
and
or
US
so.
pressure to adopt Western social policies, especially regarding the family and gender. Now, here's where it's going to get a little deeper. What is the agenda behind it?
Yeah.
Number one is to break the family unit. Let me give you some data first. Research from Princeton and Brookings in 2020 showed that children from broken homes are twice as likely to end up poor, addicted to drugs, and involved in crime, which the United States makes money off of all that.
Yeah.
They make money off of poverty. They make money off of drugs. They make money off of crime.
Yep.
So they incentivize you to do this kind of stuff.
Prisons.
Yep.
If you break up the family
private prison systems,
unit, it weakens the nation. And the United States wants
women are
other countries around the world to depend on them, so they want to weaken those nations. The same way how they fought communism in the 20th century, now they're doing it with this. This is just a new way of them doing that.
Families.
They want to create new consumer markets.
It's a new tactic for money.
If you break up the family.
Yes. One of the biggest new consumer markets is the LGBT. Everybody changes their flag and their business logo for them for the month. And as we've seen this year, Google just deleted all their DEI shit as well as the LGBT month off their goddamn calendar. No one cares. No one cares. All the biggest revenue in the world was reaped by those people because Target put a fucking rainbow flag on a t-shirt at their store. Target made $1 million. Fucking the Colonel's chicken put a fucking rainbow flag, made $1 million off some chicken. Google put a rainbow flag, made $1 million off of people clicking Google. It's all because you ain't shit but a bag. That's all it is. You ain't shit but a bag. Black History Month. You ain't shit. We're having a Black History sale at Anderson's Furniture. The fuck does Anderson's Furniture have to do with my history?
Yeah.
But you motherfuckers will go buy a new couch.
Yep.
We're having a Buyers Used Cars is having a sale on all the used Subarus. Come get you a used Subaru and a Honda and a brand new Chevy pickup truck. What's everybody doing? Lining the fuck up. Fucking Labor Day. Don't nobody give a fuck about you.
You know, and it's talking about
fuck out of here.
It's talking about the separating the family thing, and I know it's on the religious side, but there was a hadith that always stuck to me, which was it's just the prophet talking about how, you know, when Satan was with all his cohorts and they were all coming back to him, says, "Hey, I made somebody murder somebody." He's like, whatever. He says, "Hey, I made somebody steal," and whatever. And then another one says, "Hey, I made somebody get a divorce." He says, "Finally," he said, "finally somebody who gets it." And they're all like, "What do you mean? You know, murdering and stealing is already against the law, but divorce is not." And separating the family unit, you know, it splits them in two, and then now we can go after them. And then that always stuck to me. You know, talking 1,400 years ago, it's like, aha, you're getting it now. You're getting it now. Murder, stealing, that's all. Everybody knows it's against the law. But divorce is not. Separating a man and a woman it's not against the law, and it's not
not
even
against
against
the law.
God's law. So by doing so, it's all about divide and conquer, and then that always struck to me like, wow, that's deep, and I'm like, did they get how deep that was 1400 years ago? But now I'm seeing it, and it's like something that was said 1400 years ago. It's like, now you're getting it. This is where it's going, and he was talking about this is where it's going. It's like in the future. He was talking about the future. This is going to be the biggest thing that's going to affect. He said affect the ummah. It's going to be divorce, and it's going to be because
that's that
separating the family unit.
And here we go. Here's 12 saying people have been talking about the negative impact of broken homes. Yet decades later, we still have the same issue. People are informed, which is very true. People are informed, but are we passing that knowledge down and instilling that in our youth as a cultural decision? Instead of saying, be free, little American sheep, instead of saying that, how about saying, put some boundaries around your behavior? Put some restrictions around. Rest your front, ladies.
Yeah.
Behave, gentlemen. But are we saying these things? Are we instilling these values in our youth as a culture? No, not as a culture. We're not, because we all free. We free. We in America. We can do whatever we want.
But incentives. You forgot about the incentives.
Oh, yes. And then you add the incentives to divorce.
So even if you say that's a bad thing.
Have multiple children.
But now I'm giving you this. But now I'm giving you this, though. And then
now you get this.
And I'm like, so
there's the choice. The choice is being baited by the system. Mm-hmm. The choice is being baited by bad behaviors that are enforced by the system. The system is giving people benefits to do bad things. Exactly. That's why
you
12.
can sell more cars. The benefits. You can sell more houses. What is the people have to go to counseling?
See,
people get
these big companies, these
and pornography.
Making money.
They make money off of them doing this shit, off of them breaking up stuff. I don't know if you've ever thought of that.
The divorces.
And that's why people think I'm making
money
up this
out
stuff
of everything.
About the United States being an individualistic culture and a place like Kenya being more collectivist. Kenya is kind of a hybrid now, though, I would say.
Yes.
But me is what the United States is. And they make more money off of you doing that. So they want there to be a gender war. In McKinsey 2022, found that lonely, disconnected individuals are the highest consumers of luxury goods, alcohol, pharmaceuticals, and entertainment.
Absolutely.
Broken people are better customers.
Absolutely.
As I've told you before.
Absolutely. And I'm going to stop right there. I know I want to let him cook. He's only got 10 minutes left, but that is a 100% because I'm just going to share with my audience, my invaders, my besties, my squad. This is my villagers. Can't forget y'all. This is something very real because when I was lonely, all right, not alone, I have a social circle. But when you're lonely, hey, a bottle of rum or a 6-pack of Heineken was quite easy to down. Look, I'm just sharing a journey. Life ain't like that no more. It hasn't been like that for quite a while, but it's very easy to do that. A couple days, you can kill a bottle. And 6-pack, I can kill in a night.
And me, hold this right here.
Yeah, and it added to that. When I shut that habit down 2 years ago, and I quelled that and started to back off of all that and change my behaviors. And like I said, I'm not a pinnacle of health, but I quit the worst of the worst, and I minimized that and moderated that, everything in moderation, little bits at a time. When I did that and changed my habits, I lost the weight. I shed that 35 pounds. But yeah, I just wanted we're here for a journey. We're here to learn, edutainment.
This is the reason why Indians come to the United States and they're the number one financially because they are collectivists and they operate as a family.
Southeast Asians.
And black people in the United States have been torn apart. They're not the only ones, but they've been torn apart for a while. Black people did better back in the Harlem Renaissance, per se.
50s. 40s and 50s.
More black people had businesses
40s
that
and
they
50s.
had to they had to do things together. Now with welfare and this stupid ass American
Absolutely.
music they
Absolutely.
got, I'm not gonna say any names.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna let him cook again, but I'm gonna stop right there. I did my Black History episode and my Black Crash Out episode, my Blackness Crash Out episode. It was exactly about that. After the 1950s, 1960s, when the majority of the South was freed and everybody was coming up north, and the big flow of everybody was taking in the entertainment and keeping up with the Joneses, Black culture fell the fuck off because of the gambling, because of the sports, because of the alcohol. It fucking rotted. They did it to themselves. We had every opportunity. We had black people that were scientists. We were launching the shuttles. We had the ladies helping with the mathematics. We had all kinds of advantages. We were struggling, but we had advantages. And the easy route is to follow the lowest common denominator behaviors and the hustling, scamming, and bullshit. And if you tell me I'm lying, you full of shit, because my grandparents came from that generation. Fuck you. To your face. Fuck you to your face. I'm part of it.
And they say, oh no, we have $1 million entertainers. Sure, that's 0.0001% of the black community, but they see that and like, no, it's a good thing for 0.0001% to have money or something. It's like, no, we just need to sell ourselves. They sell their body. They become entertainers. They're becoming entertainers. Sport, they're entertainers. Yes. And if you tell them to read a book, science, the STEM industry, nerd stuff, that's stupid, that don't pay. How am I going to get that like? How am I going to get that Instagram? I'm not, you don't know about that life. I need to speak. I need to degrade myself more and more and more. Yeah. And then you have the churches, which is the prosperity. So, just give me your money, and then somehow Jesus is going to rain down cash on you too, and then they flock to those two because brain death and stupid. I guess
keep them dumb and poor.
Yeah, keep them dumb and poor, and they applaud it. Guilty. Yes, I want to be dumb and poor. I want to be dumb and poor
because I don't want anybody trying to sue me.
Yep.
But these people help, or these people in these programs, these things help keep black people separated. So that's why they are at the bottom of the financial totem pole in the United States. Take that into account due to degeneracy. We're also the same group of people that started rapping about murdering each other. If you go to Louisiana, there's people that they will have babies and they have it set up in the way where...
Okay, I'm gonna pause right there. He is doing exactly what I just did, taking a snapshot of his own. And I do it all the time. I take snapshots and talk about things. If people haven't figured this out yet on my podcast, I don't just talk about shit to talk about it. There are people that I know that behave this way. There are events that I have encountered that I'm sharing with you. There are experiences that I'm sharing with you, or things that I have done, mistakes that I have made. So believe me when I tell you, the same way as Austin is about to tell you, there are motherfuckers out here that act stupid and abuse the system and absolutely manipulate every privilege that we have here in America. Absolutely abuse it.
The government's gonna take care of this baby. That's their mindset. I call it the Louisiana mindset, and I know what I'm talking about because half of my family's from Louisiana. That they have a welfare mindset, it seems, down there in places like Mississippi. I have family from Macomb, Mississippi, family from New Orleans. And yes, they have this mentality. And that's why we're at the bottom. That's one reason. Maybe it's other reasons as well. I don't really care to go into it right now. But political control data, the Freedom House in 2023 reported that over 60% of elections in developing nations now receive democracy funding from Western NGOs, a quiet way to influence domestic policies.
Democracy funding.
They control not just the culture, but the leadership. The CIA used to do coups and assassinations and do all that like they did in the Congo in the 60s.
Yes.
Used to.
Installing puppet dictators.
Yep. Like I said, used to. Used to. Shoot, they still doing it right now.
It's still a thing. We'll see them perform they're the cleanup men. We'll see them perform a cleanup after the Gaza thing and after the Houthi thing.
Yeah.
Well, in 20 to 30 years, we'll see the results of the Houthi thing after they've installed a new somebody that comes back around and say, "Oh yeah, you murdered my grandfather back in the day."
Like in
death to America.
Like in Libya, where now they have open slave market, like actual old school civil rights
open auctions.
Yeah, open auctions of people, and everybody, and we had Hillary Clinton going, "Yes, we did that.
We did that. We installed these people."
And that's what they want. And they keep, I don't know why they keep thinking those people actually are human beings. Those people are soulless individuals.
Yeah. It's all for their own personal
Latin
gain.
America and many other countries are like the banana wars. They did stuff like that. But now they just use money because it's less lives lost, I guess. I guess it's just better. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Now, the pushback. In 2023, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni said that we will not accept the imposition of Western values. We are not agents of social imperialism, end quote. Most people should be pretty much familiar with that situation. A 2023 Afrobarometer survey across 30 African countries found that 74% of Africans prefer traditional family values over modern Western ideas, which, yes, places like Asia, let's say, this is not places in East Asia. I'm going to give you a few examples, like North Korea, like I said before, China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, even Malaysia, and many African countries.
Morocco.
Malaysia, even places like, if you notice that the countries that don't have similar governments or that don't operate the same way don't really accept these movies and these ideas that come from the West. So people around the world or countries around the world are resisting, but the battle is going to be pretty fierce. It's not going to end well. I would love to see how the next 5 years turns out. I wish I could see right now. I wish I had a crystal ball to see. But if these countries don't pretty much continue to resist, they'll pretty much lose their culture. Okay, they will lose their culture. I've been to certain countries like South Africa, Brazil, which they still have their own.
Puerto Rico has no culture. We lost all of it.
What we forget is that there's a word for that. It's called destabilization. And it's a word in the English language for a reason. People don't use it because they might not be familiar with it, but it's when you destabilize a nation. You shake the nation up from its base foundation and you insert something else like war, famine, strife, political unrest. Yes, it does operate just that way on a large scale globally.
And they know it's going to cause famine and death for kids and stuff on it. And they're absolutely okay with it. All of our leaders
okay with it.
They're because if you're not, quote, European or Western, they don't see you as people. They don't see my people as people. We're not people.
We're not people.
And they keep in their minds they thinking that they're being represented. No, you're not people. Okay.
There's a I don't want to harp on this topic for this show, but I'm going to just put it out there in the atmosphere. There is a misconception of what care actually is. And even amongst us as individuals, okay? So we're talking on the large scale, global scale, the governments and them destabilizing other governments. But when you look at care, when you look at what we as citizens actually care about, and you look at the definition of the word care, and you look at the examples of behaviors. And did we really care about our country 15, 16 years ago when we elected who we elected? Did we really care about our country when we started to see the fabric of our Constitution be broke down? Did we really care about our fellow citizens in the broad scope of things as we clicked those little ticks in the election on the ballot? No. The answer is no. When you think about the years and years and years of fuckery, it's beyond well, I elected somebody, but I thought it's beyond that. We've already seen these people execute the behaviors they're going to execute. We've already seen the years of these people and what their investment is or isn't. And if the media is fake or not, what has been exposed over the years about these individuals, if we really fucking cared.
I
If we
think
really were engaged and cared about that.
I think the best somebody who wrote a video, and it was all about the other people. Like, as you know, the people who, let's just the the group of people who were in charge when the other people were allowed to be in their places, they voted against themselves, so the other people, and we know who we're talking about, the other people wouldn't have access to it as well, and say, okay, we're doing well, and it was the other. It's always been about the other. The other. First, it was with black people and brown people. Oh, the other people are allowed to be in the same swimming pools, in the same school. Let's vote to see if we can crush that. Oh, the other people. And now it's the immigrants. Oh, those are the other people. So we're going to keep voting against our own interests because we don't want the other people. The other people. And
to take advantage of what it is that we have. It's like a gatekeeping tactic.
Exactly. Exactly. They think that they're gatekeepers, but then they're using those tools.
Gatekeepers of privilege.
And they're the ones that become the other as well. They don't understand that. You've always been the other. You've always been the other to them. You're just giving them the tools and the laws so that we can see what's happening right now. You've always been the other.
Yes.
They think it's like, oh, I'm Republican. No. The only Republicans are the ones that are in Congress. You're not Republican. The Democrats, you're not the Democrat. They are. It's a special little group. You're not them. For them, everybody is the other.
Yep.
And until they start realizing that, things are not going to change. It's like, you've always been the other.
If you guys go back and listen to the reviews I've done on some of these countries, they are adopting an American mentality. They still have a good amount of their own culture, but they are undoubtedly adopting our way of life. So the change might be inevitable. Who knows? Yep. Now, my final message is, and I'm going to read this quote, the West is no longer exporting freedom, as they claim to have done during the Cold War with communism. Correct. They justified them going around the world doing that to free these nations of the Red Scare, of the Red Communism. It's more so now exporting
the freedom of something.
Broken families, moral decay, and the only way for traditional nations to survive is to reject the aid and hold on to their real values with faith, family, and cultural pride. Now, what countries do we know that don't need U.S. aid, that reject all the American ideologies? Well, I know if you go to Dubai, cursing in public, you can be put in fucking jail. There's certain stuff that you can't wear in Dubai. There's certain things that you can't do. You can't even curse online. Okay, look at places like Iran and Saudi Arabia. I'm not going to use Syria, but the places that
Morocco?
don't need USA
China?
because they have oil per se,
Russia?
don't tolerate the bullshit. So I guess the only way for other countries to maintain their culture and not fall victim to the virus that the United States is spreading around the world, Jesus, the only way is to become self-reliant. And I think a lot of these countries, that's part of the reason why they go, especially in Africa, that's part of the reason why they go to China. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that China is projecting ideology whenever they go to help these nations in Africa.
No.
I don't think that they do that.
They're smart. They're smarter.
They're smart. Now, at the same time, it's a partnership and slightly exploitative. But At the same time, they're not imposing their cultural values on the Africans.
No, they say, look, what do you need? You need a power plant? Okay, got it. You're not going to export power to us. You're too far away. So what do you have? So, we need this type of mineral. So how about this? We fund the entire power plant on it, train your people on it. We need a cut, or we need, you know what? How about a zero tariff on that stuff?
Yep.
Okay. What do you need? You need schools? Okay, we'll build the schools for you, give you some on there. What do you have that we don't need, that we don't have? Actually, can we build a factory since our people are actually have some money? How about what we used to have here? You have it on it, so that you have jobs on there, and then we'll just fall like it'll be like a zero tariff thing they have on it, and then we'll send it out.
It becomes it becomes a more realized version of true globalism. Now, there's always, we have to be honest, there's always the ebb and flow and the benefits in the favor of the country that's doing the sponsoring of the, and that it ends up being huge debt to that country in the end. But there are benefits to it if mitigated properly. If mitigated properly. And that's where you get into the finite details of the corruptions of the government and histories of bad deals and abuses, right? But in the best situations, in the best scenarios,
that's what I think.
It is a great relationship. And BRICS very well,
they're doing the smart way.
Regulations that come along with BRICS for those relationships and those nations can quell the black market businesses, the black market behaviors, the black market slaveries and things like that, right? You can kind of quell that when you have a more engaged system like BRICS, for lack of a better.
They just come there to make money. Now, they might be abusive to the people there. They may not be angels and do the perfect thing, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't recall them projecting ideology. There's a reason why a lot of these, the algorithm for TikTok is different in China. Like, they don't see the same thing.
Yeah.
The way to destroy a nation is to destroy the culture from within. You don't even have to invade countries anymore. Let me know what you guys think if you enjoyed that conversation.
No.
Leave it in the comments. Give me your opinion. If you feel like I'm an idiot, give me your opinion. If you feel like I'm ill-informed, feel free to correct me in the comments. If you would like to see more of this content, hit the Cash App at $ Austin Holloman, PayPal, and Zelle. Austin Holloman at Gmail will also be in the comments.
That is Austin Holloman. All right. So shout out to the young bull. He has been traveling the world. He has a very nice network set up. I did provide his link in the chat earlier, as well as tossed him his roses for the awesome work that he does on his channel. Western countries still hate communism. That's why Bernie had to step down for Hillary. Bernie was not a communist. Bernie was better. Bernie was socialist. He was better balanced, but he was a socialist. But he's better balanced.
People don't understand the difference. People don't understand the difference. It's just that Americans don't know the difference between socialism and communism. It is with ism, so it's the same thing. Again, blind, deaf, and stupid.
It may feel like the same thing, right? Because it's but you have to understand the nuances of it. And yes, there were some radical angles to Bernie, but what we have to understand is that's why we have the Congress and the Senate.
Exactly.
That's why we have systems in place that check who our person in power is.
Not anymore.
We have to understand how these systems in our government are constructed, how the legislative, judicial, and executive branches all work together. If you know that those are the three branches of our government, but many don't. Anyway.
But I mean, we all know that all Congress and Senate, it's all bought and paid for anyway. Like, we don't actually have a government for the people. We haven't had that in forever. I mean, if you actually follow Nixon and what really happened with him and everything, you start seeing a paper trail that rethinks. Actually, the whole thing is already, it's a whole psyop. People need to sit down and actually
that administrative time period.
Yeah, like the guy, the reporter who I saw a reporter. He was an ex naval intelligence officer who his first day as a journalist, that's the he walked in, somehow was giving the best news ever, and his source was the number 2 guy in the FBI somehow, and was fed all this information as his first day as a journalist after being in naval intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. Okay, and people don't understand what's really happening in this country for a long time, and I don't think they want to know. I think it's they want to stay ignorant because it's easier for them.
It's easier. It's easier because, like, and yeah, I'm going to refer to this to the end of time because it makes sense. Okay, if we have a pyramid of individuals, the bulk of individuals are fine with just understanding how to make fire and make food and find shelter, how to find water, and how to fuck. The vast majority of humans do not want to or dedicate themselves to spirituality, art, government, involve themselves in their community. People, they don't care. That's not part of the drive. It's not part of the path that they've set for themselves as well, right? Or the grace they provide themselves as adults. They're grown adults. They can make decisions to engage in these things and be a more well-rounded individual. But unfortunately, their path, their desires, their goals are mitigated down to that base level of who they are. Good night, Sheila. Sis, prayers for you. Stay healthy and get some rest. Have a good evening. But yeah, that's all I got with that. It's the evolution of who we are. Brother, I think that's all I got for this evening. I greatly appreciate you stopping by and pulling up as the guest star.
That's me. I'm always there for you, brother. I gotta have you on my channel. We'll talk a little bit about the something like deconstructing of the quote unquote Western values, deconstructing that to. I've done a little bit of that on my channel as well. I mean, I did a whole video on what they've done to my island, and I talk about what they still do to Africa, things like that. This whole view of Western values, I always put in quotations. I ask people, what are Western values? Nobody can ever pinpoint to them. I'm like, I can tell you what they are. You're not gonna like it. I can show you. I can show you what. And that's always a fun topic for me.
I definitely would. I'd love to stop by, man. You know that. I'm down for whenever. We'll set a date. I'll stop by. Absolutely. Any thoughts in closing? What do you got? Close it out from your side.
The number one thing is, and I keep harping on people, read. That's why I have books. So I started. That's why I was like, read, learn, and the number. Maybe I know I'm thought it's a religious point, but the very first word that's spoken to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was read. That was the very first word spoken to him at the beginning of his ministry. Read.
Yes.
Guys, read. Open up a book. What are scholars are saying? Real scholars. What's going on? Learn. Learn. We're in this time for such a small amount of time, and why are they giving you so many distractions? It's because they don't want you to learn. They don't want you to expand your mind.
Absolutely.
It's being entertained is okay for a while, but spend some time and read. If you believe in something, read your damn scriptures. That's what I tell people. I'm like, read it. Do you even know? Like, I'm a Muslim. Like, I know the Bible inside and out. And I'm a Muslim. I read my entire Quran online, the entirety of it. So I tell people, read. Do you know what it says? How do you know the preacher telling you is truth? That's what I tell people. Right. How do you know your teacher are telling you what is true?
Interpretation of spirituality matches exactly what you're aligned with.
Yeah, it's like, do you know, it's like, how do you know that what somebody is telling you is truthful? How do you know? And if that makes you think like, oh, there's a problem. And that's the biggest thing. Read, learn, discuss, have a conversation, have a conversation with somebody that is completely outside of your circle, completely outside. If it is a Catholic, go talk to a Catholic. If it is your neighbor who's black, you're white, you never go talk to him. If it is a Muslim, go talk to him.
Whatever that subject is,
Just
go seek out. Yes.
If it is talking to a Democrat or Republican, go talk to them. You want to find out that they're people just like you are.
Just like you are. Just like you are. And then that's a good segue for me, right? I'm going to go in and close out from my side. When I first started this podcast, I had a small quip that I would say at the beginning of every episode. And I'm going to start bringing that back. Those of you who are gamers are going to know what this is from. But I used it as inspiration. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted in our lives, right? Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Nothing is true in life until you seek out the knowledge and make that true. The world around us is not an absolute reality. Your reality is subjective to what you choose to explore in the world, what you limit yourself to and experience is your own responsibility. Choose wisely, y'all. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. It's been a great evening. I have work to do in the morning. I'm going to do good work. I wish all of you who have to start your Monday morning out a good week. Have a wonderful week. Do it with good energy. Do good work. Pay the white man his dues and get through your week.
Got to. They'll come after you.
They come after you. Get through your week. Get your shit done. Enjoy your lives, y'all. Smile, touch grass, love one another. Peace, everybody. Peace.
Nancy feels that a newspaper, any newspaper, has the obligation to deliberately deal with those things which demand public attention. How do you feel about the controversy?
Basically, the fan behaves the same on Joe's suit. When I first turned the power on, or just prior to that, he's drawing 0.6 amps. It goes off scale high for a few seconds.
Peace, Chelsea. Have a great evening, 12. Have a great evening. Sheila, stay up, sis. John, thank you so much for joining us late. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful night. Hiram, thank you so much for the participation, bro.
It was a provoking challenge, and nowhere did the challenge provoke more
averaging a peak-to-peak, I'd say, of about 0.1 amp.
To develop and introduce America's first all-electronic television system.
Can you
But Mr. Bishop, this sort of thing is going on all the time. And if something isn't done about it now, someone's going to...
in the air a lot now.